what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more.
Folks, we have made it. The time has finally come. It is one of the most glorious days to be a football fan. It's the middle of April. The games are a long, long ways away. But by golly, do we have a special night here tonight. Welcome to the third annual Dr. Pigskin NFL Draft Watch Party. I am your host, Dr. Pigskin. The doctor is in, and get ready for football cinema. This is reality TV of the highest order. Champions will be born today. Let's freaking go. Oh, I'm fired up. What a special time to be a football fan. It's Draft Day 2026 here in the Steel City. And I think we're going to be in for a generational night here tonight. All the talk about how this class is mid. Next year's class is better. It's no 2024. There's not going to be 6 first-round quarterbacks. There's some good players out there, man. I think there's going to be a lot of trades. We've already seen one crazy trade. Get ready for some bonkers activity here tonight. Let's go. Y'all know the drill. If you're in here, feel free to say hello in chat. Looks like we got Caden and Jack in here already. Let's go. How you doing, fellas? Oh, baby, let's go. We hooping in the city right now? Actually, trying to go hoop in the city right now, but hey, that sounds pretty cool. Let me check it out. We got Jack in here as well saying it's that time of year. Yes, it is. Yes, sir. You know, like I was saying last week, you have to wait a little bit for your Hawks to get on the clock, but you know what? That's a nice price to pay for a Lombardi trophy, right? Oh no, you have to wait till the end of the draft, but your team hoisted it all back in February, so pretty nice trade-off. And I know you're insinuating last week, maybe they might be trading back, might be the smart move. Only have so many picks in this year's draft. Could see that. They might not even pick, but if they do, there's a few names I might like for them, as we were going over earlier. But we got Ari Plays Music in here as well, saying hello. Appreciate you tuning in. And appreciate you tuning in. It's Kaz3749. You know, I got to say, I said this last year. I'll say it again this year. I recognize there are a lot of creators who are going live here tonight. There's a lot of different people that you could be spending your draft with, right? A lot of different people you could be watching. And so the fact that y'all have chosen me, I truly do appreciate that. That makes me very happy. So I appreciate y'all spending your draft night here over at Dr. Pigskin. And here's to me hopefully making that decision worth it. You know, I'm looking around on YouTube right now. There's a lot of great creators out there. The fact that you chose me, that does mean a lot. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Caden says they're trading down for sure. Probably, right? I mean, I think that's the logical play. And you have to imagine if Mendoza's the only quarterback taken in the first 31 picks, the chatter to trade up to 32 for Simpson is going to be crazy because you're going to want that 5th-year option, right? It's Kaz is saying Mendoza. I mean, there's not a lot of suspense necessarily for the first however many minutes this first overall pick is going to take, right? But I do think, not to like be the broken record, but the draft really does start at 2. Parachamp's in here as well. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Let's go. I've been well. You've been busy with work. I get that, dude. You know what? I get that. But I appreciate you coming back in here. That's awesome. Hoping to catch some more of the off-season streams. Let's go. You know, we've got a lot of fun stuff planned. We've got a good one here today. But that's awesome. I'm glad to see you back in here. Glad to hear that you're doing well. Look at us, working men, staying busy, right? Cheers to that. Shout out Zaxby's. Oh, I picked up Zaxby's on my way back from work today. Oh, baby. Oh, my heavens. You know, I used to be Team Canes, and it's not even that I hate Canes, but I don't know what I was thinking having Canes over Zaxby's. There's just a soul to Zaxby's that Canes doesn't quite have, you know? They got a little bit of a bigger menu, too. I'd argue the chicken is a little bit better. The sauces. But I got a nice little Coke Zero going right now. I've got 2 drinks. I've got my Coke Zero and I've got my water. We're going to stay plenty hydrated here. And of course, you know, The draft starts at 8. Here they've got all the local legends coming out. There's Hines Ward. Going to be a casual. I don't know the guy in the gold jacket off the top of my head, but they're bringing out some Steelers legends. They got Cam Hayward up there. We'll see when the first pick actually is on the clock here. We'll see when the Raiders actually get on the clock. It won't be that bad, though. And I know the picks are going to be a little bit quicker this year, too. They changed it to 8 minutes a pick, which is interesting. You'd think the NFL would want to milk as much time as they could, but Ari Plays Music is asking, how locked am I into the draft this year? I'm up there, I think there's maybe a few years where I've just known maybe a little bit more about some of the deeper guys of the class. I'll say this. I think I have a very good grasp on rounds 1, a little bit of round 2 and 3. I've got some guys that I like in day 2 and day 3. I have a pretty good grasp on round 1. I will say the draft that I think I was the most locked in on was probably 2021, just because it was COVID and I was, doing online classes back home and everything. And I just had so much time on my hands. And I was also working as a play-by-play broadcaster, which meant a lot of long drives to random towns in Minnesota and North Dakota. So dude, the amount of draft podcasts I listened to during that cycle, I had takes about everyone, dude. I was like, yo, Demetric Felton in round 5, what a steal, So I don't think I'm quite at that level, but I think I'm about as locked into this year's draft as I was last year's. That's what I'll say. We'll take that. And yes, projected 6th round player in the first round, respectfully, and I'm not sure if you're a Raiders fan or not, which time? You could be referring to Alex Leatherwood, although I don't think he was quite a projected 6th rounder. DJ Hayden was kind of a crazy reach. It's probably one of those two, right? But yeah, they've had some interesting moments. Speaking of, Raiders on the clock now. Let's go. We got the draft started. A little teaser for you guys, and for some of you that might have tuned in last week would have seen this, right? I did the Doc mock last week. We are going to have a little Doc mock check going. It looks a little bit nicer and more refined than last year. We're just going to use the sketch tool. I have it open on preview in my computer, but here's how we're going to be doing this, right? I'm going to try and see how accurate my mock is. And I had a little disclaimer last week. Wasn't exactly going for 110% accuracy with this. I know some of these picks are maybe a little bit more out there, but this is just kind of what I wanted to see. But we're going to do 1 point if I get the player team matched perfectly in the same exact slot, right? So Mendoza to the Raiders, that's 1 point. I'm going to get half a point if I get the player to the team right, but the draft position wrong. And I'm going to get half a point if I get the player in the draft position right, but the team wrong. Pretty self-explanatory, right? We're going to shoot for 6 points, which might not sound like a lot, but oh baby, you should have seen me do this last year. I think I got 5. So we're going to shoot for 6 this year. We got Eagle Eyes Sideline Steven here as well. Appreciate you tuning in, fellas. Let's go. Happy draft day. Look at that. Raiders still haven't turned in the pick yet. I wonder who it's going to be. They're showing the Mendoza B-roll and everything. They got the cut-ups going. The Raiders any takers for a trade? Anyone want to offer us Josh Allen? Oh, man, this Coke Zero hits like crazy right now. Shout out the Dodge Charger. True, dude, it was the Dodge Charger era. I was driving the Dodge Charger during that draft. I will say, I learned a lot about that draft class of that Dodge Charger. Let's go. Where's Steelers' legendary Super Bowl winning quarterback Kenny Pickett? Oh my gosh, where is he? Didn't he change teams again? No, he's with the Raiders now, right? He's probably going to be the third string there. He's still in the league, though. He's still kicking. Eagle Eyes is saying he's enchanted to be here for the draft. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Some of my favorite streams ever on this channel have been the draft day streams. I genuinely think if I had to make a Mount Rushmore of Dr. Pigskin content, as narcissistic as that might sound, me making a Mount Rushmore of my own content. But if I had to have a Dr. Pigskin Mount Rushmore, I think the stream titled Drake May No Matter What is probably on there. That is probably one of the greatest things I've ever achieved on this channel. To this day, That is a high that I don't know that I've been able to replicate. That was something else. Sideline Steve is saying Eli Hendrick, Jack Strand. It's been foretold. Let's go. Hey, welcome to the Jack Strand agenda. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, the kid just rips it. The kid just rips it. You learned a lot about me in the Dodge Charger. Yeah, maybe a little bit too much. Hey. Yeah. Oh. Wait, he's at the Panthers? I didn't. Oh, I suppose. Yeah, because he went from the Pitt Panthers. Now he's on the Carolina Panthers. Huh. Penix! Impossible! Impossible! All-timer. All-timer. We'll see if we can get another moment like that here tonight. Okay, there we go. Pick is in. It's going to be Mendoza, right? And I've already talked ad nauseum about Mendoza and how he might fit on the Raiders, but I don't think it needs to be said again. I think he's pretty good. I do think it can almost be a little bit easy to underestimate him just because you might get the sense it feels like he came out of nowhere. You know, it wasn't like a huge name coming into the season, wasn't on a ton of people's radars, but even at Cal, man, he put out a lot of good tape. He was a good quarterback at Cal. If you go back and watch him there, it was very comparable to another guy that played at Cal and got drafted first overall, Jared Goff. I mean, I think his tape was absolutely of that caliber. And then this year at Indiana, I mean, national champion, Heisman Trophy winner, undefeated season, and rightfully so. I mean, it can be easy to like almost underestimate Indiana, but like they're not some plucky, lucky upstart, like just got hot and got, you know, all the breaks and won the national championship. Like, dude, they ran through everyone, you know? Maybe their team was a little nice, but they ran through everyone. Mendoza showed up in big games against big-time opponents. There's a lot to like about his game. I think as far as first overall quarterbacks go, you could do a heck of a lot worse. And I like what the Raiders did this offseason. Like, I might get a little excited about the Raiders. I don't know that I'm going to pick them to make the playoffs necessarily, but I like the Carson Palmer comp. New Carson Palmer just dropped. And I think it's kind of ironic that he's going to the Raiders of all teams, if you know the lore there. But here we go. Here comes Roger. Raiders selection coming up. The pick is in. I mean, come on. We all know this is going to be Mendoza, right? Welcome, Wolf, by the way. Appreciate you tuning in. Kind of. Kirk Cousins squared. Yeah. Let's hear Roger say it. There you go. Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders. Kirk Cousins squared on the roster. And I do think that probably becomes the most interesting talking point now, right? Who is going to be the week one starter for the Raiders? I think there might be some validity to the opinion of Mendoza might not start right away. Like I was saying past couple of weeks, you know, Brady has talked a lot about how he says he would not be the quarterback he was if he didn't sit behind Drew Bledsoe. Kirk is a great mentor figure, especially for someone like Mendoza. And especially if he has to kind of adjust to a Kubiak-style offense where he's working under center and it's not so many RPOs and screens and it's a lot more throwing digs over the middle of the field. Like, you know, I think he can do it, but there certainly is a learning curve to that. Who better to learn that than Kirk, right? Maybe Mendoza does sit like the first month or so of the season. I don't think he's not going to play at all, but I think that becomes the conversation now. I would not be shocked if Kirk Cousins started at least 4 games for the Raiders this year, and that might be the sensible thing to do. I wouldn't hate that. I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? Do you think, is Mendoza going to start every single game this season for the Raiders? I'm not quite on board with that, but I think that's perfectly okay. Jeremiah Love. Wolf is asking. He'll get taken soon enough, and I'm so fascinated to see where he might go. I mean, there's a lot of smoke about him going as high as 3 to the Cardinals. There's going to be takes no matter what, no matter where he goes. There is going to be takes, and it's going to be interesting. I am fascinated. Once Love gets taken, I'll kind of give my Jeremiah Love speech because I have some thoughts about it. That's what I'll say. Pearchamp asks, do I think Max Crosby is staying on the team for the entire upcoming season? You know, deep in my heart, as someone who's like a football purist and who really, really wants the Raiders to be a thing again and loves how much Max Crosby loves being a Raider, I truly, genuinely hope so. I like to think that this was the football gods' way of saying, no, Max, you are a Raider. You have always been a Raider, so go be a Raider. But realistically, I mean, let's say the Raiders are like 2-6 when the trade deadline rolls around. Yeah, someone's probably going to give him a nice offer and he's going to be gone, you know? Like, I think it's probably 50-50 to be completely honest with you. There's still a part of me that thinks like he could get traded in like August before the season starts. I mean, Micah got dealt in August last year. There's certainly a chance. Jack asking, who do we got going to the Jets? Reese, Bailey, or Styles? Well, in the Doc Mock, and also just kind of my prediction, which we'll pull up the Doc Mock check here. I have Arvell Reese. I think it should be Arvell Reese. I mean, I would also maybe potentially pound the table for Caleb Downs here. But I recognize that's probably not going to happen. Look at that. We got a green little square for a correct pick. We'll see how consistent these shapes are. I'm not exactly an artist. I've got Arvell Reese. I certainly think it should be Reese over Bailey. I'm going to try and be nice, but if they take David Bailey second overall, like, I don't know, man. What are we really doing here? I'm just not that big on David Bailey personally. Styles I could see maybe. I mean, they need everything on defense, you know. There have even been some people that have tried to say, oh, it could be Carnell Tate. It's like, I don't know about that. Probably won't be Jeremiah Love. You feel pretty good about their backfield. My guess is it's probably between Reese and Bailey, and I really think if you're picking between those two guys, Arvell Reese is the right call here. He's probably not going to fall the 9. No, probably not. If anyone's going to fall the 9, it'd probably be Bain and not Bailey. And I recognize that, you know. I get that. But I'd want Bain if I'm hiring a new staff next year, Sideline Steve is saying. Yeah, I mean, I'd want Bain no matter who my staff is. But yeah, especially if you get a different staff in there next year. That could totally make sense. I think, like, Reese, the thing with Reese, right, you have to be careful with how you use him, and you can't just expect him to come in and be a double-digit sack guy right away, I don't think. I think he's got upside as an edge, but you kind of need to be patient if that's the route you're going to take. But I also do think he's not as scheme dependent as you might think for someone who's a tweener like that. I mean, you could just really stick him at off ball and he'd be sick, you know? I really do think so. In a perfect world, he'd have a nice healthy balance of both roles, but I think he could totally just do full-time off ball and be an awesome player. But nice try, Jack. Nice try. Nah, you're not that ahead. You're not that ahead, bro. Nice try. The pick is in. I will say, if you are right, then you are one son of a gun. And we'll have another Adrian Contreras moment. If you know, you know. But let's see. Rogers walking up now. Jets pick is in. I'm feeling Arvell Reese here. I would be happy with Downs, though, if I was the Jets. I would advocate for that. Let's see. No! Oh! Sorry. I can't be mean. This is a great moment for him. Maybe there's Jets fans watching. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, my gosh. I don't know, man. I don't know. I get suckered back into the Jets, and I say, here we go. Let's go. They're here. Dude, second overall is crazy, dude. I'm sorry. Second overall is crazy. All right, well, that's a big fat red. I mean, this is what I'm saying about, like, how I'm hoping for 6, you know? Wow. All right. David Bailey, second overall. You know what? Go prove me wrong, young man. I know he's watching right now as he's walking up. This Dr. Pigskin doesn't know anything. Wow. Okay. All right. There's a big fat red. That one's wrong. We have 1 point through 2 picks. Wow. All right. If I'm the Cardinals, I might just say screw it and go Arvell Reese, honestly. I mean, man, offensive line would be nice. Sonny Styles would be nice. Even Jeremiah Love, but Reese is there, man. That's crazy. If the Cards take Love, you might have to actually worry 1% about the Cards. That offense would be nice if you drop in Jeremiah Love. That would be a pretty nice offense, I will say. You got a decent line to work with. Algiers a great second back to pair with them. You like the pass catchers there. Of course, they've got the GOAT under center too. I won't hate that. Jack is saying trade in chat. I will say, I mean, there is like a chance You know, I think the Cardinals are probably trying to trade down right now, unless they really, really like Reese and they're like, yo, Reese is still here. Let's just take him. There's no way. Dude, what if, okay, I have not seen anything yet. So, like, I think he might be trolling Jack, but I will say if I'm Dallas right now, I am getting on the phone and I'm trying to trade up to get Arvel Reese at 3. Oh, if Dallas got Arvel Reese, I'd probably pick him to win the division. And that's probably the trade inside the top 10 that we're waiting to see here today, is if Dallas is going to try and package their 2 first-round picks to move up and get a blue-chip defensive prospect, especially with the Giants kind of leapfrogging them at 10 now. I mean, you have to worry about Downs getting taken there. You have to worry about Styles getting taken by the Giants. I mean, the way the board falls, if you're Dallas, I'm looking at my mock draft right now. Mansour Delane is cool. He's a nice player, and you'd be like fairly happy with that. But man, if you're Dallas, you could take a big swing right now. Oh, Arvel Reese would be sick on that defense too. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've just become so Arvel Reese pilled over the past month or so. Oh, that Cardinals defense would be a nice spot for him with all the crazy stuff that they do, all the weird blitzes and the positional versatility. That would be a pretty good spot for him. That would move me. Dude, what if he fell to 5 to the Giants? That's my new hyperfixation right now, is that Arvel Reese is on the board at 3. Ari is saying, honestly, I'm just a fan of taking who's already proven and not picking what ifs. I call it the AR theory, naming it after Anthony Richardson. You know, to an extent, I get that, right? And I think that's the big hang up with Arvel Reese. I think that's totally understandable. If you're just going to put him at edge and say, okay, go get me a bunch of sacks now, like, yeah, that is a bit more unproven. He did not exactly line up there a ton at Ohio State. I think my argument that I would make against that, though, I personally, despite the production, I am just not completely sold that David Bailey is going to be this proven sure thing that comes into the NFL either. I mean, he's got really only one way of winning as a pass rusher. He just completely beats you around the edge. You know, again, it's just like so much of his game is built off of a ridiculous first step and like just winning within like the blink of the eye against college kids. And I will be fair, there are certainly plenty of times that you can do that in the NFL, but he does not really have a counter punch. He does not really have a second move he can go to. If he doesn't win off of his first step, he's not winning, you know? And it's a little bit easier to just get away with that in college than it is in the NFL. Look at Mike Green last year. Mike Green absolutely clowned on college kids, and then he goes to the NFL and he did like absolutely nothing. And I always like to be a snob about run defense for edges, and David Bailey just can't play the run. So already you've got a big uphill battle for, can this guy even play on all 3 downs? If it's 2nd and 1, do you really want David Bailey out there? I'm not sure, you know? That's just my opinion, though, right? Look, I recognize David Bailey has crazy upside as a pass rusher. He's got some nice length, ridiculous explosion. Like, if there is a guy from this class that could like go on to get 15 sacks in a season at some point in their career, it probably is David Bailey. He does that. He does have that ceiling. I also think he has a very low floor though. Like there could be a world where like 3 years from now, he's like Kayvon Thibodeau, you know? But yeah. I mean, he was from Marshall, which yeah, slightly worse competition. I will give you that. But Cardinals took their time. The pick is in though. No trade back for the Cardinals. That was one of the ones to watch. So I wonder, could it be Love? There's been so much smoke, and Peter Schrager had Jeremiah Love to the Cardinals in his most recent mock draft, and Schrager's plugged in, man. Schrager knows his stuff. Schrager knows people. I think if they're sticking and picking, it really could be Jeremiah Love. I have Mawanoa. I won't be against that. But I can also recognize if you're the Cardinals, maybe Mawanoa at 3 is a little rich. Here we go. Let's see. Jack is saying at some point he's going to tell the truth. I don't think he's going to tip his... I mean, maybe he is right. It could be Love. It totally could be Love. Dude, low-key, it's going to be Jeremiah Love. Wow, they did. Wow, they did. Schrager knew. That's crazy. You know what? There is going to be a lot of discourse and a lot of takes and a lot of people saying they aren't allowed to pick him. And to an extent, I get that. But also, if you're the Cardinals, you probably just got the best player in the draft. So I don't know. That's a little unexpected. Poor Tyler Algier, dude. Poor Tyler Algier. Gets his spot taken by a generational running back prospect again. Dude gets 1,000 yards his rookie season with the Falcons. They immediately take Bijan. Goes and signs with the Cardinals. Let's go. He's finally going to have his Michael Turner moment. Then they take Love. That's crazy. You know what? I like it, though, right? You bring in Mike LaFleur, offensive mind, Shanahan guy, obviously values the running game. You do have a little bit to work with in the trenches. You know, maybe 1 or 2 spots on that Cardinals line that could use some improvement. But, I mean, this is just a home run hitter, phenomenal receiver, great blocker, too, true every down back. I mean, he's a special player. He could go out and win Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I don't think any of us would bat an eye, right? Maybe the Cardinals aren't the most loaded team of all time. He's going to be good, man. He's going to be good. He's going to be a good player. I think this is okay. Maybe this isn't the best allocation of resources. I don't know, dude. I've become so anti-positional value this offseason. I don't think this is some crazy sin. Maybe one day we'll look back and be like, oh, they could have taken Arvell Reese. Maybe. I'll give this pick like a B+. You know what? You can at least take in positional value into an account somewhat. Sure. But also, they probably just got the best player in the draft. Wow. Jeremiah Love, 3rd overall. There's another miss for the Doc Mock. Tough scenes right there, but what can you do? Yeah, we're shooting for 6. We're shooting for 6, man. Let's see if I could copy and paste this. That might make it a little bit easier. Yep, okay. That might as well just keep the red one copied, let's be honest. All right. We're 1 for 3. We've got 1 point through 3 picks. We're shooting for 6. Get ready to learn Mike McDonald, buddy. Yeah. It could be a tough matchup twice a year. Going up against a lot of good teams in that division. But you know what? I will say the star power on this offense does move me a little bit. McBride, probably one of the 3 best tight ends in the NFL. You get Jeremiah Love. You have Michael Wilson, Marv. That's a group of skill players that kind of moves me a little bit. The offensive line is all right. Hey, you know what? They're just loading up for their franchise quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. They're just getting another guy in there for Jacoby. They can have a fun offense next year. They can have a pretty fun offense. Jeremiah Love, 3rd overall. Wow. Kaz making a good point. They need to untie draft position from pay scale. It destroys running back pick value. That's fair. No, there's an argument to be made about that. And I do wonder with the new CBA coming up in a few years, I think, like that'll be one of the more interesting talking points, I think. That is a very fair point. Ari found out a cool stat from Michael McKelvey. So apparently Jeremiah Love, he'd have to be on Christian McCaffrey's level to be drafted number 14 overall, even though he is the best player. I have to go watch that video still. I know he just dropped one recently, and he's got some bangers, man. I can't lie. He's a very, very gifted creator. I love the production value. And you know what? That man knows his numbers. He really does. Smart dude. I'm going to have to watch that. We got Kenny the Man in here, a.k.a. Gothberg. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Let's go. Saying crazy. Love at 3. Yeah, that's something that was not on my radar whatsoever up until like maybe a week ago. And then there was just like so much smoke out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden everyone had him in their mock draft going 3rd overall in like the final few days. When there's smoke, there's fire. When there's smoke, there's fire. There you go. There you go. Jack says, can't believe Genty went 6 and the Cardinals saw how that went and decided to take a at best equal level prospect twice as high. Okay, here's what I'll say. Titans pick is in. Here's what I'll say, though. To be fair, I don't think we can say that, but then also say, like, we can't say that, but then get excited about Ashton Genty for this next season. And I'll be fair, like, I don't know your Ashton Genty take, right? You know what? Sure, year one was not good. Dude, they brought in new guys on the offensive line. Clint Kubiak is there now. Like, would it really be that crazy if Ashton Genty had an awesome year too, if he took a big leap, right? It's not like they take a guy and then like, oh, just what you get for your rookie year, that's all you're ever going to get, right? The team that Jeremiah Love is getting drafted to right now, like that version of the Cardinals isn't going to exist forever. There doesn't have to be like some perfect order that you have to follow to build a good team. That would be my argument to that. I get what you're saying. I totally do. But also, like, would it really be crazy if Genty went for like 1,300 yards next year? Like, the Raiders still have to be happy that they have him, right? Even though it's kind of a rough rookie season. Here we go. Titans pick is in. Jack is saying probably going to go Reese. Yeah, that would make sense. That would probably make sense for them. Or Sonny Styles. What? Oh! What? Carnell Tate. Oh! They went and got a receiver. Okay. All right. You know what? The pass catchers were horrible last year. Tate is my wide receiver one. They needed to fix it. They're trying to help Cam Ward. Sure. All right. I get it. Oh, R.I.P. the dream of Carnell Tate to the Saints. But you know what? That's okay. Not the worst pick in the world, honestly. A little unexpected. I know there was like some chatter about this, but this wasn't like this wasn't what I had a vision of. But oh my goodness. All right. I don't hate it. Here's the thing. I don't hate the pick. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to help the Titans a lot out of the gate, you know? And it is kind of funny. Like, the Titans were the team that was debated about whether they should take Jeremiah Love more than anyone else. And there's the famous Mina Kimes tweet of like, I'd rather have a B-plus receiver than an A-plus running back. We're about to see, man. We're about to see. Let's see how much Carnell Tate helps them. But yeah, I could get down with this. That's crazy, though, that Arvell Reese is still on the board. That's crazy. All right. That's true. Sala did make it work to an extent. I thought this would have been a good team for Sonny Styles with the way that Sala likes to play defense with just the 4 down and then man coverage on the back end. And you put so much responsibility on the linebacker in coverage. I mean, the Fred Warner comp is lazy, but it's also accurate, right? I would have totally seen Sonny Styles making a lot of sense for the Titans here. Carnell Tate. All right, they are Operation Help Out Cam Ward. That is the mission. Help Cam Ward. All right, we're 1 for 4 now. We're 1 for 4. We're 1 for 4. Giants pick is already in too. Holy smokes. All right, now we're rolling. Giants have got to be doing backflips right now, dude. Giants have got to be feeling amazing. They have their pick of the litter right now for defense. I mean, who would have thought that Reese would be on the board when the Giants were picking? Oh, man. They could also go Downs, too. I'd love Caleb Downs to the Giants. I think that would be an awesome. Oh, what the heck happened in OBS? Hold on. What happened here? Whoopsies. Huh? Why is there 2 of me? Hold on. Why is there 2 webcams? Okay, I copy and pasted the wrong thing by accident. That is my bad. I did a little silly. All right. There we go. Little mistake right there. You get to see a little inside baseball. Dude, Carnell Tate to the Titans. All right. I get it, though. I get it. Tate went at the same spot as Marv. Yeah, and I think if you're going to, like, compare prospects, Marv is definitely the better prospect, right? But also, quality of class is very different, too. Crazy to think that Tate can possibly go higher than Jeremiah Smith will go next year. There's a chance, depending on how the quarterbacks shake out. There's definitely a chance. Giants already locked in, though. Oh, I'm fascinated to see this Giants pick. But yeah, now that I've had some more time to digest, I like the Carnell Tate pick. Get yourself a true wide receiver. They need it. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. What? The Chiefs have traded up. The Chiefs have traded up with the Browns. Okay, here we go. Chiefs are on the clock. Giants pick is in. Chiefs are on the clock. Oh my gosh. Who are they making a play for? Oh, there's a lot of different names in mind. Jordan Tyson's been a name that's been linked with the Chiefs a lot. He's also been linked with the Giants a lot, which is kind of interesting. And you have to consider the timing of the trade here. This is after Carnell Tate got taken. Are the Chiefs maybe spooked about potentially the Commanders or Saints going receiver right before them? Could this be for Jordan Tyson? That's my first suspicion. I know 6 might be crazy for Jordan Tyson, but with Tate going this early, I do wonder if they're like, we got to get him now, and he might not be there at 9. If not that, I mean, Downs would make a lot of sense for them if Downs isn't picked here. Arvell Reese, you could certainly go if you just want to get crazy. You could go Ruben Bain here. But my suspicion, my guess is this is for Jordan Tyson. That's my guess. I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? Who do you think the Chiefs are moving up for here? And some of that will be informed with this upcoming Giants pick too. Unless the Giants went Tyson at 5, which I don't know. That might be a little too rich, you know. We got Jack Galati in here as well. Appreciate you tuning in. How much did they give up? I'm not going to lie. I was too busy screaming. I did not see the full compensation. I'm sure we'll get another update soon from Ian Rappaport. I've not seen the official compensation yet. They might have said it, and I was just going, oh, you know, but wow. Do you think the Browns got the Chiefs other first? Well, let me pull out my phone and see. Let me see if we have an update or not. Man. Let me see if I can find the trade compensation. But that's crazy. All right. Chiefs trade. Anyone in chat have the latest information by chance? I might have just gotten a spoiler, but I'm not sure. This is why I need to stay off Twitter, man. I'm not sure. It could just be a fake account. Misinformation is so easy these days. I might have just gotten a spoiler, though. But also, I don't know. It seemed a little crazy. That's what I'll say. So if it's real, I think I would freak out just as much as if it was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like so crazy that like it's probably just a troll, but you never know. Okay, well, we'll see for sure. But this is why I need to just stay off my phone the rest of the night, straight up. I don't know how much they gave up, but where did I see that? You're asking about the trade? This is why you watch NFL Network, baby. NFL Network. They get the scoops, man. I'm telling you. This is the channel to watch the draft on. They had it there right away. I'm sure ESPN is great. The pageantry is awesome. The jingle is awesome. But for the real football sickos, man, NFL Network is where it's at. A 3 and a 5. Okay, we just got it from Rich Eisen. A 3 and a 5. All right. A 3 and a 5. That's not bad at all. I mean, you're moving up 3 spots. If you're Cleveland, though, I think that's a nice move if you're Cleveland. Getting 2 extra picks for moving back 3 spots when, like, the difference between 6 and 9 for them probably isn't that big. Browns get pick 9, 74, 141. That is pretty good business for the Browns. Here we go. Giants pick. Giants pick. NFL website is so slow. Dude, I will say, as much as I tout up NFL Network, what happened to the game I love when it comes to NFL.com? My lord, NFL.com is a shell of its former self, man. Those shadowy league figures, they got to them. They could be trading up to get Reese. That's certainly a possibility. Oh, that'd be nasty. That'd be nasty stuff, man. I am shocked Arvell Reese has fallen this far. Again, I can, to an extent, maybe see why teams are scared off about the tweenerness of him, but also, like, dude, there's just so much to work with there. And these type of players work in the modern NFL. I don't know. Interesting pick for the Giants, Jack says. Well, let's see. Here we go. Okay, there you go. Arvel Reese to the Giants. They just keep taking edge rushers, I guess. Well, and here's what's beautiful about this, though. Since they've already got Burns, Carter, and Thibodeau, Reese does not need to be an edge. Reese does not need to come in and be a guy that gets him like 10 sacks, right? Reese can do his own thing. Reese can continue to be the unicorn that he is. I actually love this pick. I love this pick a lot. This is a great spot for him to go to. Oh my gosh, and you've got Denard Wilson, he's the defensive coordinator there too, right? He's a Mike McDonald disciple. Let me just double check that real quick, but I'm pretty sure Giants defensive coordinator. It's one of the Mike McDonald guys. Denard Wilson. Oh, I actually love this pick. I know it might seem a bit redundant with all the edges that they've got. Oh, I don't know. You can never have enough pass rushers and just all the stuff that they can do with them. They're going to get so creative with them. Dude, I am kind of back in on this Giants defense. Oh, if they get downs at 10, good night. If they get downs at 10, we're running back the Giants defense agenda even without Dexter Lawrence. Obviously, losing Dex sucks. Oh, this is a great spot for him to go to. This is probably a better spot than the Jets, honestly. This is one of the best spots in the top 10 that he could have gone to. I'm fully on board with this pick. Let's go. The question is, who is the Chiefs taking? I think it's Tyson. I think it's going to be Jordan Tyson. That's my prediction. Because I think if you're Kansas City, you see Washington and New Orleans as real threats to potentially take Tyson, especially New Orleans. I think it's going to be Jordan Tyson. You have a feeling it's going to be Sonny Styles? I could see that. They lose Leo Chenal. They did pay Nick Bolton a lot, though. They've got a few backers there, but I mean that shouldn't necessarily preclude them from taking a guy like Sonny Styles. I think it's going to be Jordan Tyson. That's my prediction. And I just really hope that this Twitter engagement account that might be fake. I literally just looked up Chiefs on Twitter and they said the Chiefs have taken blah, 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 you know. Although granted, I don't even think the Chiefs pick is in yet. So who knows, man? Who knows? Ari says no player going to the Jets is a good spot. Yeah. Poor Jets, man. They have to always catch the slander like that, but that's kind of been the track record recently, unfortunately. But what can you do? Oh, we got to update the Doc Mock, by the way, which I'm wrong again. Wrong again. Woot woot. All right, let's... Oh, you're not even seeing it. Well, let me show you. Let me show you my work. 1 point through 5 picks. We're hoping for 6, by the way. How did New York end up with 5 and 10? The Colts? Well, they traded with the Bengals, which, by the way, I updated it after the Dexter Lawrence Bengals trade. Sonny Styles is still going in the same spot. Still probably not going to be right either way, you know. But dude, that'd be crazy if they got him at 10. But yeah, the Giants, two very high picks. Yeah, Dexy. That was a crazy. I gotta say, I think that trade makes sense for both sides. Chiefs pick is in now. If you're the Bengals, Dexter Lawrence is probably a better player than anyone that you're going to get at 10th overall. Even if they were to get like Sonny Styles, like Dex is just a special player, provided that he's healthy. And, oh, why is chat being silly? Oh, well, that's fine either way. But, you know, you aren't going to fix your defense either way, but you might as well get like an awesome player, provided he's locked in and healthy. And then if you're the Giants, like now you have 2 top 10 picks to work with and what's a pretty nice class. And there's a lot of different ways you could go. I mean, you could walk out of here with Arvel Reese and another really sick player. Yeah. Jets got the pick from the Colts. Oh yeah, you're right. Yep. The Sauce Gardner trade, which is already looking pretty rough. Caleb Downs? Nah, hold on. We'll see. Y'all might be telling the truth. I might have to get rid of chat on the screen, which honestly isn't the biggest deal. It's not the end of the world. It's not updated, though. Let's see. Oh, no! The spoiler was right! That's crazy! That's crazy! The spoiler was right! Mansour Delane 6th overall! Are you kidding me? Look, good player. Good player. I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're Kansas City, right? You lose your 2 best corners. Spags is always liked his press coverage, guys. He is absolutely a Spags guy through and through. Schematically, it makes a lot of sense, and I like him as a prospect, but 6th overall, trading up. Who was going to take him? My guess is probably Washington, right? Maybe Washington would have taken him. Wow. Wow. All right, yeah, we're just going to hide chat on not when I say hide chat, I mean like hide chat like on my stream because it's just like behind. Not because y'all are spoiling it. Like y'all are fine. Y'all don't need to worry. It's just OBS being silly. We're going to try and center this a little bit more. There we go. That's what I mean by hiding chat. But yeah, I mean, I guess the reason you trade a great corner to get an unknown corner, like the argument for that is like they would have had to pay McDuffie a lot of money, which they probably couldn't have necessarily afforded. They get a nice haul in return, right? They've still got that second first-round pick to work with now. This is kind of how you do a soft rebuild, right? I mean, this is the same logic that they had when they traded Tyreek Hill away. They have this extra capital to work with now. They save money, and they can try and go for it again. Mansour Delane is, Put up the projected mock on the left then, maybe? Maybe I could just do that. I could just, like, stick with that. That's totally true. Have the doc mock check right here. Maybe we'll just do that. How about we just do that? But, yeah, chat was just... When I say chat was, like, being weird or, like, I had to hide it, is because, like, it was just being weird in my software. You know what I'm saying? We'll just do that, how about? Which, 6th overall, unfortunately... That's another one we got wrong. So we can copy and paste red again. Monroe Freeling, in fact, did not go 6th overall. But that's chill. All right. All right. You know what? Laura Rutledge is good at her job. She is. She's a very talented reporter. And she deserves our support and respect. AJ Brown trade part 2. I mean, that's lurking, right? That'll probably be a post-June 1st thing. But if you ask around league circles, the narrative is that it's more or less done now, you know? Is this where Styles goes for the Commanders? Probably, right? You could go Sonny Styles. Oh, I kind of like their linebackers. You could go Caleb Downs here. Maybe this is the Caleb Downs spot. Ruben Bain is still there. It's got to be defense, though, with Love and Tate both being gone now. I think it has to be defense. Love and Tate are probably the 2 offensive guys that they would have gone. Commander's pick is in now. I could see it being Caleb Downs. They need a fixer on the back end of that defense. That secondary was just so disorganized last year. I'm so mean to this defense, but like it's not even just like a lack of talent, which like they could use some more talent too, but like people were just lost. I mean, people were blowing assignments left and right. Caleb Downs is a guy you bring in, and day one, he's getting everyone locked in. He's getting everyone organized. And I'm going to keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. Like his explosiveness and his ability to make big plays on the ball and deliver big hits, like it's almost underrated just because the narrative around him is he's safe and he's smart, so he can't possibly be explosive too, right? Nah, man, he is. He's like low-key a Sean Taylor regen a little bit. I know that's a very lofty comp, but like new Sean Taylor dropped, kind of, a little bit. But let's see what this Commander's selection is. Delane is already a chief disrespecting woman. He said, yes, sir. Now it's going vi-vi. Can mark off 7. True. I already can mark off 7, can't I? Because Jeremiah Love is no longer there. Truth. Look at chat staying ahead of things for me. And I can mark off 8. Good lord. And 9. Yeah, man. We're shooting for 6, by the way. All right, let's see this pick. Let's see this pick for the Commanders. Sonny Styles. There you go. All right, nice. Nice. Good pick. I like it. Add to the defense even more. Man. All right, those linebackers kind of move me. Frankie Louvu, Sonny Styles, and Leo Chenal. That moves me. That moves me a little bit. You know, is he going to rot in Washington? Maybe a little bit. But they brought in their new defensive coordinator too, right? A Brian Flores disciple. Low-key, this is going to sound crazy. I actually kind of like their defense a little bit. It's still maybe he's got some work to do, but I like some of the sign-ins that they've made. I love this pick. I mean, Sonny Styles is a phenomenal prospect. Probably one of the 5 best players in the draft. You're getting him at 7th overall. Just has the ideal build and athleticism to be a linebacker in the modern NFL in a league where there's not really a lot of high-end linebackers right now, right? Linebacker is kind of a hard position to find right now. So to get someone who could be an all-pro linebacker, having that puts you ahead of the 8 ball, man. It really does. Giants might get Downs at 10, dude. They really might. If they walk away with Downs and Reese, dude, that would be insanity. That's one way to, like, kickstart a revamp of the defense. Holy smokes. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, you lose Dexter Lawrence, but you might have gotten better on defense. Yeah, that moves me. Whew. At least it's not New York. Yeah, unfortunately. Man. All right, so that means the Saints are on the clock now. It could be Jordan Tyson here at 8. Jordan Tyson's in play. I think Reuben Bain is in play, and I think that Caleb Downs is in play. Those are probably the 3 names that you're looking at here if you're New Orleans, and I could be on board with all those guys. Bain isn't necessarily your prototypical Saints edge just because of the shorter arms, right? But he does have the power profile that the Saints have always liked, and I still think he's an awesome player. Like, he's going to be such a good pro. Downs would be great. They're another team where, like, good Lord, that secondary is a mess. Their tackling is a mess, and Downs would fix so much of that right away. I might like Downs the most for the Saints here, honestly. And then Tyson I would get excited for, too. The upside is crazy. It's fair to maybe worry about the injuries and, like, there's, like, some questions about how much of a dog he really is, but him and Olave would be an awesome duo, and that offense would be filthy if they brought him in. So I think you've got a few different options here. You're feeling pretty good if you're New Orleans here on the clock at number 8. Sonny Stott, dude. I actually really rock with this Commanders offseason. I think they've done a very good job. I really do. Easily the best offseason of the Josh Harris era. Which is crazy because they had an offseason where they turned around from picking 2nd overall to making the NFC Championship game. But I don't know. I won't say the best. This is the one that I've liked the most. Maybe that's a better way to phrase it. But would I rather ride shotgun with Henry Ruggs, Tiger Woods, or Jalen Carter? Good Lord. Pass. We good over here. Yeah, that's tough. So far, the biggest shocker has to be Mansour Delane at 6, right? I feel like that's got to be the craziest pick. Look, Delane going at 6 versus like 12 or whatever, even if the Chiefs took him at 9, like that wouldn't have been too ridiculous. But I think trading up for Delane implies that there was a market for him between 6 and 8. You know what I'm saying? Or someone else is trying to trade up for him too. Saints pick is in now. We're probably going to go to commercial and then see what the pick is after that. Up next we've got the Saints, Browns, Giants, and Dolphins. And I think there's a pretty clear drop-off once you get past sort of that range, right? There's not a ton of high-end prospects in this class. And I do think that, like, you start to get into the second tier of guys once you get around 11 or 12, you know? Maybe there's a few guys that sneak into that range, just like I'd say, like Vega Ione is probably a tier 1 prospect in this class, but he might go at like 14 because he's a guard, you know? But, I mean, I'm just looking at the board. I'm looking at some of the guys that I have mocked in certain spots. But that's where things get interesting, though. You could still absolutely win the draft by getting some of those guys, too. Sometimes it's nice to just walk away with a good starter. No, Ione is awesome, dude. He's an awesome player. I have him going to the Ravens, as you can see. I mean, that would just be a home run for Baltimore. Perfect fit schematically and what they need. Oh, that'd be an awesome pick. I don't think Jermod McCoy is going at 15 or really any time near that, to be honest. After some of the most recent injury updates about him, I don't think Jermod McCoy is going in the top 15. There's a chance he might fall out of the first round just with the fact that he might miss another year. He might have to get another procedure. Like, I can get if you're a little spooked by that. This was made like a week and a half ago, to be fair. But yeah. Tate at 4 and Love at 3 are also big surprises. That's true. Yeah. I think the craziest reaction I've gotten so far is probably Tate at 4, honestly. That was a surprise. And I feel like we might see some crazy stuff in the back end of the first round. Like, I don't know. This pick might look ridiculous. Anthony Hill Jr. to the Texans. Sure. But also, like, we could see something similar to that. Something like that in the back end of the first round. There could be a guy that's like 60th on the consensus big board that gets taken. I don't know. Wolf wanted Downs, but also hopes Fano is a stud. He was wrong about Mason Graham last year. Well, we'll see. We shall see. Saints pick is in. Mason Graham was pretty nice. He came along a little bit at the end of last year. He turned out to be a pretty good pick. I am fascinated to see what the Browns do at 9 now after trading back. Wide receiver and offensive line seem to be the two positions that they're mocked to take in the first round. Makes sense. They have big needs at both of those spots. You feel like maybe you can get a lineman if you're the Browns at 9 and then go receiver at 24. Just kind of the way that the board might break. But if Tyson's there, you could flirt with that. I won't hate that. And then you go maybe line at 24. We'll see, though. We'll see. We shall see. Wolf wanted Tyson bad. Well, he's still out there. He's still out there. Ready for a Penix situation? Talking about the Saints? Or just in general. Yeah. If someone took Ty Simpson, that would be a surprise to me. I know there's a lot of smoke, and I even have him in my mock, but like, I don't know. I'd be a little surprised if he went first round. All right, here comes Roger. Saints pick coming up. Like the vibes in New Orleans right now. I kind of like what they're cooking up over there. Let's see what we got. Oh, man. I'm going to need to refill my water by the time we get to, like, pick 14, dude. Whew. All right. Come on now. Let's just do the pick. It's okay. I thought this was supposed to go faster. Interesting pick, Jack says. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, there you go. Jordan Tyson. All right, dude. This offense could be sick. If Tyson stays healthy and if he just, like, locks in, this could be a really, really sick offense. Jack's saying they now have the same player twice. They certainly do. There are a lot of similarities between Tyson and Olave, just the way that they move, the way that they win. They're both smooth operators, good separators. I get that. Tyson does have a little bit more size. I think he projects a little bit more as a Z, whereas Olave is a slot type. But Olave can work the Z too. I like this though. Oh man, you've got two filthy, filthy route runners now on that offense. Two guys that can make moves after the catch. Tyson can high point the ball. He's 6'2". He's got good size. My one knock on him, it's like, I just wish he played a little bit bigger sometimes. Like, even though he's 6'2", there's a reason I'm not saying like, oh, this is an X. Let's go. They got an X to complement Olave. Like, sure. Carnell Tate would have been maybe in a perfect world a better pick, just a little bit for the Saints. But I don't think Tyson's a bad consolation prize. There's so much talent to work with here. The ceiling is like he does have the ceiling of being the best receiver in this class. There is a lot to like. Watching him play, it's like, dude, this guy moves. This guy moves crazy. But the injuries, that is certainly something to be concerned about. Soft tissue injuries in 4 straight years, like, yeah, that stuff's scary. It adds up, you know. But you know what? I'm high enough on the Saints offense where I want to see what happens here. I love the line, even though Shuck isn't, like, amazing. Like, I think he's fine. He's a starter, you know. Tyson and Olave, that could get fun. I could get down with this. Jordan Tyson to the Saints. Look at the emotion on this young man's face. You know what? He's hungry. He's ready to show the world. Let's go. What a moment. Putting the cap on. Jordan Tyson. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo. RA says Browns honestly have to go defense now to go opposite of the Bengals. I mean, they could. They're like a sleeper team for Ruben Bain, honestly, right? Like if you had Bain, Myles Garrett, and then Alex Wright as your rotational guy, that is a sick defensive line right there, you know? Oh, he's watching his brother. Sorry, his brother's on the Cavs, Daniel Tyson. That's his brother. Which is kind of crazy. Or Jalen Tyson, not Daniel Tyson. Good Lord. But yeah, he's watching the Cavs game right now. Look at that. Fano or Downs, who would I take? I would take Downs. I don't hate Fano. I think he'd be an awesome guard. I have a little bit of a concern about him at tackle, but I think he'd be an awesome guard or center, honestly. You could put him at center and kick Elton Jenkins out to guard if you're the Browns, but I love Downs so much. I think he's the best defensive player in the draft. He's my number 2 player in this whole class. And I just, man, you keep stacking the spine of that defense with Carson Schweschinger being as good as he was last year at linebacker. Now you have Downs at safety too. I would be all over Caleb Downs to the Browns. That would be a sick pick. I could totally get down with that. Just stack up that defense. Build like just a crazy, crazy unit. I could get down with that. RA says, when in doubt, just draft linemen before anything. That's a great philosophy to live by. Just load up the trenches, both sides of the ball. Just beef up. You could always get more beef. Absolutely. Jordan Tyson to the Saints. You know what? I mean, it could be Noah if you're the Browns. Noah's still on the board. Also, I can copy and paste another red because Sonny Styles is no longer on the board. Guys, we're shooting for 6 points, by the way. Another one wrong. That's cool. Brown's pick is in. I mean, it could be lineman, but at this point, you traded back. I mean, I don't know. With all the good defenders on the board, if you're the Browns, you could totally just say, screw it. Let's just build a monster on defense. Let's go get Caleb Downs or let's go get Ruben Bain. I could see them going Caleb Downs. I will say this is something that I really noticed last year, and it really worked out for them. The Browns did not take a ton of stock into positional value when they're drafting last year. You think about the picks that they made. They had a lot of picks to work with. The picks they made high in the draft. Defensive tackle, off-ball linebacker, running back, tight end. They hit on all those guys. They were very BPA pilled last year. Maybe they just go BPA. What's up, Game Solved? Appreciate you tuning in. Browns pick time. Wow, Spencer Fano. First lineman off the board. Wow. But you know what? He's a freak athlete. He's an unbelievable mover. Again, maybe you can get worried about the build. You look at the short arms, the narrow shoulders. Maybe you get worried about him sticking out at tackle. But if you want to try him out at tackle year one, sure, see what happens. But I just think, man, with his anchor and his athleticism, I think he's going to be an awesome interior offensive lineman in the NFL. Like, I think he could be an all-pro caliber guard or center. Man, I think he could be awesome at those spots. But, you could try him out at tackle, too. I have to imagine, right, they announced him as a tackle, and, they took him. He's the first lineman gone. I have to imagine they're going to give him a run at tackle. I'm not going to lie, and I like him a decent amount. I am a little surprised that he's the first lineman off the board here. I guess Noah's got that injury stuff going on now too, right? There's like some new injuries that popped up with Francis Mauanoa. Maybe that's spooking teams a little bit. That's understandable. Wow. Spencer Fano to the Browns. There you go. You know what? I don't hate that pick, though. I don't hate that. Ari wanted to see the best defense on the Browns. Yeah, that would have been sick. Giants pick is already a dude. They're sprinting up the card. They're sprinting up the card for Caleb Downs. I low-key might be able to change Downs to a yellow for half a point because they'll get the player to the team right. Dude, that's hilarious. Roger Goodell's just been doing crushers back and forth now. They're so getting Downs. Dude, what if they went Ruben Bank? What? Whoa! Francis Mauanoa. All right. You know what? Are they going to play him at guard? Here's the thing. I like the Giants tackles. I like both the Giants tackles. And I know I just said you can never have enough offensive line, right? Are they going to just stick Mauanoa in at guard right away? Because he's another one of those guys where it's like, is he going to play guard or tackle? You probably try him at right tackle, but then move him to guard. Obviously, Andrew Thomas isn't going anywhere. They're going to stick him out at left tackle. He's had the injury concerns, but he's like an all-pro caliber left tackle. But I think Jermaine Illuminor has been a really good tackle for the Giants for a few years now. Didn't they just re-sign him? Like, do you really want to replace him? Are you that eager to replace him? Are they going to put him at guard? Bro, what if Caleb Downs fell to the Rams? That would be crazy. That's crazy. Wow, Caleb Downs did not make it in the top 10. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. I do not agree with that. That is ridiculous. That's crazy. I thought for sure they were going to get Downs and double up on the Ohio State guys. Francis Mauanoa. Wow. Wow. Well, I got another one wrong. That's cool. Bro, I might get 2 points. I can already cross off Spencer Fano. I can already cross off Mansour Delane. The next time I can get 1 full point from a pick, it would be if Mekhi Lemon went to the Rams at 13. That's just awesome, dude. The Doc Mock, folks. They're calling it the best mock draft of all time. Game solved was 3 for 8 right now. I'm curious, Game solved. What are the 3 that you've gotten? I'm assuming Mendoza. Maybe you got David Bailey to the Jets. And then maybe Carnell Tate to the Titans or something. Browns wanted Fano all along, according to Schefter. Well, that's good business then. If that's the guy that they wanted and they're able to get 2 extra picks and still take him. Yeah, that's good business by Cleveland. All right. Man. This is going to be one of the dorky offseason things that I'm going to be way too tapped into now is how are the Giants going to configure their offensive line going into this season with Mauanoa in there now? I have to think are they just going to stick him at guard? I don't know. Let me just pull up their depth chart right now. I know they need interior linemen. I'm pulling it up right now. You can't see it, but I'm looking. Illuminor has been great for them. Dude, what if he's the Daniel Falele replacement, even after they just signed Falele? Because I just don't think you can move Thomas or Illuminor. You have to keep those guys at tackle. They're too good. The Giants' offensive line was low-key kind of good this year. Their offensive line was not bad. It really wasn't. But it could be a real strength now with Mauanoa, too. You got to keep Dart healthy. All right. I'm on board with this pick a little bit. I'm just, how is this going to shake out? Please, Dallas, take Downs because there's no way Miami does. Probably not. Oh, Dallas just traded up. Dude. Are they going to get Downs? Probably, right? Oh, are they going to get Caleb Downs? I'd love this. I'd love this for Dallas if they got him. And they still get to keep 20. Oh, yeah. Dude, that would be sick. Get Caleb Downs in there. Man, talk about a defense that needs an adult in the room to just organize everything. Yeah, that would move me. Cowboys getting Downs at 11 would be sick. Yeah. Or Bane. Dude. Oh. Weirdly enough, I don't love Bane on the Cowboys just because I think with their new defensive coordinator there now, it's going to be a little bit more of a 3-4 type of defense. And if Bane is going to be an edge, I want him to be much more of a true out-and-out defensive end where he has his hand in the dirt. I just think you want to give him those responsibilities in the run game. It's a little bit easier to be a power-based player when you're going from that alignment as opposed to like a true wide nine, you know? As much as I love Bane, I don't think he'd be the greatest fit for Dallas necessarily. I think it's got to be Downs, right? But also at the same time, Bane is so good, like that could still be pretty sick, you know? Here's it. If it was Bane, I would not be opposed to it whatsoever. Honestly, what's kind of dancing in my head right now is like Ruben Bane to the Ravens at 14. Ruben Bane to the Ravens at 14. That's a spot to watch right there. Oh, man. That is how, if you're the Ravens, you really win the offseason after not getting Max Crosby. I mean, to get a player like Crosby and Bane, as well as the pure pass rusher and Trey Hendrickson. Oh, Bane would be such a good fit in Jesse Minter's defense with all that he can do in the run game, the edge that he can set, and then you have Hendrickson, just pure pass rusher, and Bane obviously can rush the passer in his own right. Oh, Lord. That's the spot to watch right there for Ruben Bane, I think. Baltimore at 14. If he's there, there's no way they let him go. And I think it's got to be Caleb Downs at 11 here for the Cowboys. Downs cannot be a Ram. I don't think he's going to be there. Dude, even if he was there, I think Sean McVay is just so excited to maybe take an offensive player that, like, he won't. Here's a player to watch for the Rams, honestly. I said this last week during the Doc Mock, right? Everyone and their mother has the Rams taking a receiver. Understandable. I have the Rams taking a receiver. But I also said, depending on how the board breaks, there is maybe a world where they could go offensive lineman, specifically tackle. Monroe Freeling to the Rams at 13. That's a name to watch right there. I wouldn't rule that out. Monroe Freeling to the Rams at 13 if he's still on the board. Maybe they just really like Mekhi Lemon. Maybe they get really crazy and go Kenyon Sadiq. Oh, this is where things start to get really interesting. Oh, because now it feels like there's just so much on the table for what could happen here. This is where stuff was already fairly unpredictable, all things considered, in the top 10 picks. I feel like Downs is probably a safe bet to go here, but after that, man, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. 2/5 for Miami to move back one spot. Nice. Yeah, that's a good return. 2 dart throws. Sure. Guess the Rams are on the clock now. Dolphins pick is probably already in too. Here comes Roger for the Cowboys pick. It's got to be Caleb Downs. Got to be. They're booing him. Probably booing the Cowboys a little bit too. Hart, it's got to be Downs. It's got to be Downs. Yep. Let's go. Great pick for Dallas. Home run. Dallas needs defense, and in my opinion, they got the best defensive player in the draft at 11th overall. Home run, grand slam. Jerry, somehow you've done it. Yeah, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Get an organizer on the back end. He's a do-it-all safety. He can play in the box. He can go down and hunt out screens and deliver big hits. He can play the ball. He can play deep zone. I mean, he really... Dude, I'm sorry, but the prospect fatigue with him has been crazy. He is an unbelievable player, dude. Looking at all these Ohio State defenders that are going to get taken in the first round of the draft, and I'm sorry, man, but when you turn on Ohio State, who's the best player out there on that defense? It's Caleb Downs. Like, I don't know, man. Look, I love Reese and I love Sonny Styles, but who popped the most when you watch him? It's Caleb Downs. Oh, what a pick. What a pick. That aura goes crazy. Him just like stunting in front of the Cowboys logo. You had Mauanoa banging the Giants logo too. This little tunnel walkout thing is awesome that they've got going on here. I love that. Yeah. It is a great A+ pick, man. A+ pick. You're right. Dallas still has another first too. This is how you fix your defense, man. Oh, they get Keldrick Falk at 20 and they're winning the division, baby. Oh, man, I'm going to be in on the Cowboys. They're going to be one of my teams this year, man. I'm going to be in on them. Offense is ready to go. Let's just fix the defense. They got the best defender in the draft, dude. Is a steal. Is a steal. What a pick. There you go, Jack. You get your wish. Caleb Downs is not a Ram. They're a real wild card. Obviously, I'm excited for the Rams pick, right? But, you know. See, they're showing this cut up, and it's like, I don't know, man. He looks pretty explosive to me. He's such a sure tackler, too. I mean, just one of the cleanest fundamental tacklers that you'll see out there. Oh, it's just beautiful, dude. He's so good. Oh, you can blitz him? Let's go. Downs kind of reminds me of Jamal Adams. No, he is Jamal Adams coded, and that's just like he's so good in the box, dude. But I think and Adams in his day, at his best, offered a little bit in coverage too. Like, I know Adams had all these different nicknames that kind of insinuated that like he could do nothing but blitz, right? But I will say, Adams could cover a little bit in his day, but I think Downs offers everything, man. I do think he's the total package. What a pick. Here we go. We got the interview for Caleb Downs. He's such a cowboy, too. This is perfect, man. Just like I was saying with the Raiders, like, honestly, I want the Cowboys to be good so badly. I really do. The NFL is so fun when Dallas is good. I know it's cool to hate on the Cowboys and whatever, and I get it. But also, isn't it just a little bit more fun when they are actually popping like that, you know? Oh, yeah, and his brother is goated, too. One of my guys, Josh Downs. The Downs family, it's goated, man. Miami on the clock now. You could go receiver here. You could be looking at Mekhi Lemon potentially. You could go offensive line. I mean, you could go Monroe Freeling if you wanted to get really crazy. You could go Ruben Bain if you wanted to. There's a lot of different options here. Dolphins pick is in now. You could go Vega Ione if you really wanted to shore up the interior offensive line. You could go Kenyon Sadiq. I mean, I don't know, dude. You know what's crazy? I didn't know they were brothers either until like a month ago, right? But yeah, they're brothers. Pretty cool. I am titanium. Wow, the Ravens are already on the clock. They're showing on the little big screen setup that they got going on. I don't know. Who are we feeling here for the Dolphins, chat? Pick is in. Roger is walking up. Jack is shocked. Dude, you've got to be like ahead. I don't know how you're so ahead of me. Let's see what we got here. Whoa! Oh, they did go offensive line. You know? I thought like, okay, Caden Proctor could be a guy that goes earlier than expected. But by that, I thought like maybe the Lions at 17 would be like the highest he could go. Holy smokes. Wow. Oh my heavens. I mean, he's got unbelievable size, right? He's just got the frame that you can't teach. He's got the frame of a tackle. That's not the issue here. The issue is sloppy feet in pass protection, got cooked against some really good pass rushers this past year, can really get beat around the edge with speed. And look, I'm not trying to body shame anyone or anything, but you do kind of worry about the weight a little bit, right? You worry about the durability. Just when someone is that heavy, there are concerns about them staying on the field and staying in shape. I think a good comp for both the good and the bad of what Caden Proctor could be is Mekhi Becton, right? Massive, massive tackle, but you worry about injuries. You worry about him staying on the field, but maybe in the right situation, he could be a sick mauling guard. There is plenty to work with here. There is a high ceiling, but I do worry about his ability to hold up in pass protection if you're leaving him out on an island at tackle. Maybe in a perfect world, he kicks inside the guard at some point. He's got the frame and the power to be a mauler. But he's got some stuff to clean up too. But he's got some stuff you can't teach. That is a shock, though. That is a shock right there. Again, I thought like maybe his ceiling was like the Lions at 17. Holy smokes. All right. Caden Proctor to the Dolphins. Something called cable, fair play. You know what? Old school right there. I respect it. Here we go. The OG team of Dr. Pigskin. There's the draft room. Oh, what do you have cooked for me today, Les? What have you cooked for me today? Oh, I smell something in the air. The pick is in. What do we got here? Maybe it's a little lemon pepper. Sorry. My guess is Mekhi Lemon, Kenyon Sneak, or Monroe Freeling. Probably one of those three, right? I would not rule out Monroe Freeling here, though. He could totally slide in at right tackle with his athleticism. He could go over to left tackle eventually if you really feel good about his development. Warren McClendon is there right now, and he's like, fine, but you could talk yourself into Monroe Freeling being like a big upgrade over him potentially, and also a nice developmental piece for the future at the same time. Or you could just say, let's build a 6-6-6 offense and get Mekhi Lemon. Or you could say, let's just get ridiculous with our tight ends and go Kenyon Sadiq. I've never seen someone so obsessed with the team that just demolished his team in the playoffs. Yeah, they did demolish us all right. That's fair. Look, that's fair. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I can't even say anything to that. That's fine. Yeah. I don't know. What are we feeling here for the Rams at 13? Got to be Lemon, right? I feel like that's kind of what everyone's thinking right now. Man. Just accept that Schneider and McDonald are the now. No, they are. Look. Schneider and McDonald cooked out of their minds this past year. There's no denying that. And I respect what they're cooking in Seattle right now. That is a beautifully run organization. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Sean McVay was so 2017. Hey, we'll see, bro. We'll see. I don't know. He had a pretty good year last year, didn't he? He's no Mike McDonald, though. He didn't get to hoist the Lombardi at the end of the year. I'll give you that. But I would argue McVay is kind of at the peak of his powers right now. He fell in love with the game again. He's back in his bag, always innovating every year. What's his next trick going to be? 3 tight ends was his trick this year. What's the next trick? What can we learn from Sean McVay? What can Sean McVay teach us about ourselves and society as a whole? Now I'm sounding like James Gladstone talking about Travis Hunter. I believe everyone that I haven't read is off the board. I will say, for as bad and horrible and terrible as my mock has been, I believe outside of Monroe Freeling, if you swap Monroe Freeling and Caden Proctor, I believe that I've at least gotten all the players taken in the top 12 correct, save for one. So I guess if we're going out of who goes in the top 12, I'm 11 for 12, which honestly maybe isn't that good, but I don't know. Yeah, it's probably not that special, honestly. That's chill, though. All right. Rams pick is in. No, Mike McDonald's a good-looking guy. He really is. He's a good-looking guy. Pick is in. Oh, we get Ian Rappaport's thoughts where he's like more or less going to spoil the pick. Oh, no, he's talking about Ty Simpson. Okay. I will say that was one of the things that about the Penix pick from a few years ago that, like, it was so shocking. It was still, like, insane either way. But I almost didn't like how Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter and all these insiders immediately went on camera and was like, guys, by the way, the Falcons are thinking about Michael Penix. You know, like, they just had to get that in there right before the pick was made, you know. They just had to get that in there. Hey, you know what? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. But I think he's just talking about Ty Simpson there with that hit. He's like, guys, don't change the channel because the quarterback might get taken. There might be another quarterback. Don't change the channel, guys. They're taking a minute here with this Rams pick. I guess they had to account for the TV break, and then they had to give time for the talking heads to do their thing. Bain is still on the board, dude. I'm tripping. Bain is still on the board. Yeah, I got that wrong too, unfortunately. I mean, if you're the Rams, oh, they're talking about Ty Simpson to the Rams? No, don't do that. Come on, man. They're talking about Ty Simpson to the Rams. Son, you don't worry about 2 years from now, dude. You're trying to win the Super Bowl this year. This is your last ride with Stafford. Don't do the Falcons thing. Oh, my gosh. I thought they were just talking about Ty Simpson in general. Like, guys, he might get taken soon. Are they talking about Ty Simpson potentially to the Rams? If that's the case, then Jack, you're going to get your wish to see me, like, be critical of the Rams. Don't do that. Please don't. Dude, help your team this year. You have to treat this like an extension of free agency, right? This is your window right here. Who gives a flying flip about 2028? Flying flip is crazy, but Ari is back. Welcome back. Appreciate you watching. Nah, there's no way, man. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. All this. Oh my. I don't know, man. I don't like this pick whatsoever, to be completely honest with you. I am so against this. And look, sure, maybe, you know, there's a world a few years from now where he develops into a fine quarterback. And sure, you have, like, Stafford's not going to be there forever, right? Dude, I'm just not super high on Ty Simpson personally. He's not even my quarterback 2 in this class. I was more of a Nussmeier guy. If the Rams, like, took Nussmeier in rounds 2 or 3, then I would have been all over that. And dude, they could have gotten him then, right? They could have gotten Nuss then. They could have gotten, like, Carson Beck or something if they really wanted to go quarterback. They did not need to get Ty Simpson at pick 13, in my opinion, if they wanted to set up the Matthew Stafford succession plan. You are not going to be picking at 13 again anytime soon. This is your shot. This is your window. This is a spot where you could have added an actual impact starter. You are trying to build a Super Bowl winning team, and you just took a guy that in a perfect world doesn't play a single snap for you this year. I'm sorry. That just does not make any sense. And you know what? I retract all of the Rams glazing that I was doing like 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry. I do not like this pick. I am against it. Even if it might eventually work out, that is not the point of having the 13th overall pick. That is not why you do that, man. And I don't even think he's that good. I don't like... He's just not my guy. He's just not my guy. If they would have gotten Nuss in round 2 or 3, I would have been saying, let's freaking go. I don't know. What are you doing? I don't know, man. Just put the Makai Lemon in the bag, bro. I don't know, man. That's crazy. And you know what? You know what? I'm sorry. It has to be said. Maybe I'm lashing out right now. Screw Ian Rappaport for just popping up on the screen and more or less like spoiling what's one of the biggest surprises of the draft. Ian Rappaport coming and be like, guys, did you know they're about to take Ty Simpson? I've known this the whole time. Eek! You know, like, no, come on. Rams aren't even my favorite team, by the way. I'm with you, Ari. Ty Simpson is not my QB2. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. All right, man. All right. They needed to wait and grab Burrow when Stafford retires. Yeah. I mean, easier said than done, right? But I just, like, if you're going to get another QB, there were other ways you could have gone about this. You did not need to invest the 13th overall pick at quarterback. I really don't think. Not in a class like this, personally. The Rams give Packers picking Jordan Love in the first round. Really? Oh, wait. The Rams pick gives the Packers picking Jordan Love in the first round. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. You know, and I think, like, there are some parallels with that. I think probably the biggest difference, I mean, who knows how long Stafford's going to be there. I think it's easy to assume that it's going to be his last year. You never know. Maybe not, right? But let's say this is Stafford's last year. Stafford plays only one more year, right? Then you're looking at Simpson getting sat 1 year versus Love sitting 3 years. Simpson's probably a little bit more pro-ready than Love, but Love definitely had a higher ceiling than Simpson. I can at least see why Sean McVay likes Simpson's skill set. Sure. I don't know. You know what, Jack? You win. I am talking crazy about the Rams. I did not like that pick. I'm sorry. I did not like that pick. What's up, Sebastian? Appreciate you tuning in. He's busy and he can't really stick around, just popping in to say hi. And he's super excited for the Lions to draft him at 17. We will be seated for when they take Sebastian Rempel at 17th overall. We will be there. Let's go, baby. I appreciate you tuning in, even if it's just for a little bit. Again, I said this at the top of the stream, and I'll say it again. We've got a few more people in here now, too, right? There's a lot of different people that you could be watching here on this draft night. A lot of very talented creators doing their thing. A lot of different broadcasts. A lot of different ways you could be spending your draft night. And so for you to do that with me, that is truly an honor. And I appreciate it. And I hope that I make it worth it. That's crazy, dog. Ty Simpson did go round 1. He did go round 1. 13th overall. All right, Ravens. Dude, they're going to get Ruben Bain. Jack says he doesn't even know who it is, but he might be trolling. Whoa, they took Vega. All right, there you go. Look at that. I got one right. Let's go. I got one right. There's another point for the Dark Mark. I mean, this is like the chalkiest pick of the draft. Dude, Ruben Bain is still there. I mean, I guess some of it has to be like concerns about the report that came out, right? Plus short arms. Like, short arms and manslaughter will really tank your draft stock. Sorry, I don't know if that was in poor taste or not. We got to pick right, though. But yeah, Ruben Bain is still out there, man. I mean, if you're looking at the Bucs at 15, they could use edge. They could go him, right? I've got him taking Jermod McCoy. That's probably not going to happen. Bro, I mean, Bain is he's just still there. Maybe there's more that we don't know. I mean, who knows, right? Maybe there's more that we don't know. I finally got one right, though. We have 2 points. We need 4 more to hit my goal. Oh, by golly. They're showing the next 4 picks now on NFL Network. Next 4 picks. I see a beautiful, beautiful logo at 18th overall. We will be there. Commercial break. Bucks pick is in. What are we feeling here? Could be Bain. Could be Mesidor. I mean, Mesidor has been the guy that everyone's been mocking him to, but his superior teammate is still there. I don't think it's going to be Jermod McCoy anymore after the recent injury updates. Yeah, man. That's crazy. Tyson's no longer there. We can put that one in red already. We can just put that one in red. Good Lord Almighty. Might as well put McCoy in red too, unfortunately. But did the Vikings trade? There's no way, right? I believe we have the 18th overall pick, which is the lowest pick for a non-playoff team, which is awesome. Let's go. Maybe there's a trade that just went down. But yeah, we have the 18th overall pick entering today. And you know what? Some of the guys that I like for the Vikings are still there. I'd love Keldrick Falk to the Vikings. I'd love Kenyon Sadiq to the Vikings. I won't hate safety to the Vikings like Thieneman or EMW. Like, I could get down with either of those guys. I'm like weirdly like not like, oh my gosh, we need a safety. I don't know. I could just kind of trust Flores to cook a little bit with that. But I wouldn't be like furious if we got either of those guys. You know what I'm saying? I think Sadiq would be so sick on this offense, though. Dude, we're picking soon. I'm excited, dude. I got the Vikings jersey on. You know, it's been a while since I've been able to talk Vikings and like get super excited about the Vikings. Well, I mean, okay. I say we did nothing in free agency. We got Kyler. That was sick, obviously, and that got me excited. But other than that, I mean, we just didn't have the cap to make any moves, right? You know, outside of Kyler, it was a very quiet offseason. Didn't make the playoffs or anything. We were knocked out of playoff contention fairly early in the season. Like, I'm jazzed up for the Vikings again for the first time in a minute. No, Lewis scene. It's okay. We don't need that. It's okay. We don't need to be doing that again. I do love the Vega Ione pick, though, for the Ravens. I mean, like I said last week, interior offensive line, disaster that needs to be fixed. You're getting probably a top 10 player in the class. Perfect schematic fit as well for the power run stuff that they're going to be doing with Declan Doyle, with Derrick Henry back there and Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Awesome stuff. You know what? No, we will not, Jack. And I will make a point specifically. I will really draw my sentences out so that I make sure to talk about the Vikings pick more than anyone else, so I can fully establish that they're my favorite team. But yeah, Bane falling to the Bucs would be insane, dude. What do you think is, like, what are all these teams that need edge thinking right now? Like, holy smokes, Ruben Bane is there. Pick is in. Jets up next. I mean, dude, what if the Jets got Bane? What if they doubled up and they got Bailey and Bane? We're shooting for 6 points. Let's go. Oh, Levante David retiring. Sad day. All-time great. All right, they're fired up in the war room. Jason Light's dapping everyone up right now. They seem to be happy with the guy that they got. Nothing will ever top the Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes body slamming in the Lions war room a few years ago. It was after they got Sewell, right? That was sick. All-time great video right there. Set the tone for the whole Dan Campbell era. There's the Tampa Bay fans. Look at all those patches. You know, let's go Bucks. Let's go. We support the Bucks on this channel. Good friends of the channel, might I say. We do rock with the Bucks here on Dr. Pigskin. I gotta say, too, I feel like this draft low-key has been going just a little bit faster with the 8-minute time limit as opposed to the 10 minutes. I like the change. I think it's been good. You don't like notice it too much, but it feels like it is moving a little bit faster. We're already almost halfway done with the first round. Oh yeah, awesome pick, right? I mean, even in the moment, we all knew like, wow, getting him at 7 is kind of crazy. You know, like awesome player. Here we go. Rodgers coming up. Bucks pick is in. It's gonna be a lot of different things, but I think it's got to be defense, right? It's got to be defense. Is this where the Bane slide ends? It's true. There you go. Wow. The Bucks got a Miami edge all right. They got one all right. Reuben Bain Jr. to the Bucks. That's insane. Wow. Yeah, this could be a steal. This could be a total steal. In my opinion, the best pure edge of the draft. Oh, he makes perfect sense for a Todd Bowles defense too. Yeah, they just need a guy like this. Gonna be an awesome, awesome pro. Just a dog in the run game. Good power rusher. He's got bend. There he is, sacking Fernando Mendoza. He was eating offensive lines alive in college football. And again, the short arms are there, but I think he's just shown so much on tape, the ability to work around it, that like I'm not really that concerned by it, you know? The easy comp is Brandon Graham, but also Brandon Graham had one nice career, didn't he? You know? Melvin Ingram had a nice career. They're showing some of the other guys. Sure, like David Pollock wasn't crazy. Jerome McDougal wasn't crazy, but there's some good company there. Those arms are short, but T-Rex has been drafted. There you go. What do you know? I got another pick wrong. We can go put some red on that. And officially, we are not through the first half of the draft yet, but like we are through the first half of players taken. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, outside of Ty Simpson and Jermod McCoy, is there anyone else that I had going in the first half that did not go in the first half? I don't believe so. And Ty Simpson, I have a 21, so it's not that bad, right? But Bucks might be back. Nice move for them. It is. You know, that division is still wide open as ever. I can see why they're fired up in the war room now. Todd Bowles is like, thank God. He's like, thank you, Jesus. He's got to be one of the happiest men on planet Earth right now. That's crazy. Reuben Bain to the Bucks. Man. Red box indeed. You know, this has been the stream of red boxes. We've got 2, though. We do have 2. And I'm so sure Anthony Hill is going to be going 28th overall, guys. Hey, you know what? We're past pick 14. I still got a little bit of water left. Don't look now. We're hanging in there. I'll still probably need a refill at some point, but appreciate you tuning in, Sports Gambler. Thanks for watching. This draft has been unreal so far. We have had a good amount of shocks. You know, we really haven't had too many trades so far. We had the Chiefs move up 3 spots. We had the Cowboys move up 1 spot. I think that's been it, right? No crazy trades, but we have seen some shocking picks. Wait, are the Vikings on the clock? Jets pick is in. They're showing the Vikings logo off to the side. Are the fellas on the clock? Let's go. Let's get a little skull going. We'll get the full skull chant going once they actually have us up on the graphic on screen, but the fellas might be on the clock. Let's go, baby. Jets pick is in. Let's see what they go here. Their second first-round pick. They went David Bailey, 2nd overall. Not my cup of tea. Maybe you go offense here. This could be maybe the start of Omar Cooper talks a little bit. You could double. I mean, you could go defense again if you wanted to, honestly. I don't know, man. I mean, I had him going Jordan Tyson. They could go Mekhi Lemon. They could totally go Mekhi Lemon here. Lemon is still on the board. I could see that. Even though I really do like Wilson and A.D. Mitchell as a 1-2 punch. Wilson's been hurt a lot. A.D. Mitchell's a little inconsistent, even though I still might be kind of in on him. It wouldn't hurt to get another guy in there just to like round things out a little bit more. Croc Mock is looking good. We'll check in on that in a sec here. Jets pick. Jack likes it. Whoa! Kenyon Sadiq. All right. Well, they do get a pass catcher. Okay. You know, they went tight ends pretty early last year too, but Kenyon Sadiq is just an athletic freak. Just different when he's screaming down the field on a seam route. Unbelievable speed, capable as a blocker. He's not like insane, but yeah, like they're saying, he's got a desire to block. He's got the want to, and that's nice, right? Dustin Keller's the comp they're showing. You could even get crazy and go Vernon Davis. He's maybe a little bit taller than Vernon, but like same idea of how they're going to win, right? He could be awesome after the catch. He breaks some tackles, and he's just so stinking fast, man. He can win downfield. Fun player who, if he pans out, man, he's going to be great, you know. Maybe didn't have him as quite as high as like Colston Loveland last year or Brock Bowers the year before, but good explosive tight ends. Tight ends are all the rage right now. Sure, go for it. Ari isn't a huge fan, but he gets it. All right. Yeah, it definitely wasn't like my first thing that I had in mind. I thought maybe if they were going to go pass catcher, they'd go Makai Lemon. Kenyon Sadiq. Oh, we just missed him. That's okay. Jack likes it. Sports Gambler saying his crock mock has taken a beating in the best way. These teams are making the picks that I said they should have made months ago, but not in my final one. There you go. And you add Carnell Tate to the Titans. He's something you lobbied for directly in this chat. That is true. You know what? Fair play. There you go. Lions pick is in. That means the fellas are on the clock and then some. Lions pick is in. Unfortunately, that means the Vikings are not getting Kenyon Sadiq. I never, ever get the Vikings pick right ever, but it's okay. I just don't know my team like that, I guess. That's fine. Dude, I was like at a loss of words when they drafted Donovan Jackson last year. I was like, oh, he ended up being fine. You know, he was injured a little bit. When he played, he flashed a lot. There were some times he got beat a little bit. He had a few rough games, but some of it's just like he just didn't play a whole lot. He just kept getting hurt. But I think there's something to work with there a year later. He's fine. Knicks suck. What'd they do? What happened? Something rough happened? They took a loss in the playoffs? Hey, welcome, Michael. Yeah, you know what? The Hawks, man. Look out. Oh, the Hawks won. ATL leads the series 2-1. Fire up the lemon pepper, baby. Let's go. We go into American Deli tonight. Look, Jack, no disrespect. I love the Knicks. I love New York basketball culture. And I am a Timberwolves guy at heart. But I do kind of have to rep the A a little bit too, right? You know? Hey, I say that as if I'm not like living in the suburbs, but still, I love Atlanta. I love the city of Atlanta. We eating at American Deli tonight, folks. It's actually been a minute since I've gone to good old American Deli, but I'll have to make a triumphant return at some point. Man. Yeah, the Timber Puppies are in a war with Denver right now. Again, right? It seems to be a yearly thing now. Big game. Back in Minnesota, series tied 1-1. Let's go, baby. Come on, Ant. Speaking of Atlanta, come on, Ant. Deliver us the Atlanta to Midwest pipeline. Michael misses American Deli. I suppose, yeah, they probably don't have them up in your neck of the woods, do they? Yeah. Good times at American Deli. Or Winkster, man. Remember Winkster? Good times at Winkster. That's what I'm talking about. Lions pick at 17. I have Max Henishore. I'm not going to lie. As a Vikings fan, I'd be on my feet for this pick. I think this is a match made in heaven. I love Henishore so much. I think he's going to be an awesome player in the NFL, especially if he goes to a good coaching staff. Hank Fraley has such a proven track record of developing offensive linemen. Detroit would be the perfect spot for him. People in chat were saying last week, too, like just a Dan Campbell guy through and through. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, right? I mean, there's a chance a Hennisher doesn't even go in the first round, but all it takes is one team to fall in love with him, right? And I do think there are some organizations out there that are going to be really high on this guy. I'm really high on this guy. I would be stoked if the Lions got Max Hennisher here. You know what? I'm going to double down. I'm going to stand on 10 toes here. I think they're going to go a Hennisher, especially with Proctor being gone now too, right? Which I guess I can put a red box for him. That's cool. Caden Proctor would have been the other big lineman to watch for the Lions. I do think you do have to go tackle here for your Detroit after losing Taylor Decker and just seeing the line take a little bit of a step back last year. This is a draft where you got to get back to Detroit grit. They're showing Makai Lemon scrolling on his phone right now. They're not taking Makai Lemon. He would be way too redundant with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sports Gambler says, if the Vikings draft Dylan Thieneman, then I will take you out on a date to Kebab's house in Duluth. Well, I will take any chance I can to go back to Duluth, man. Let's go. I mean, I wouldn't be like up in arms if we got Thieneman. I think there's a part of me that just like would be like, oh, we drafted the basic guy, really? Even though I think he's going to be a fine player. Like, honestly, he'd be a fine pick. He really would. But there's a part of me that's like, oh, we're just like, oh, Harrison Smith might be leaving, so we're just going to replace him with the white safety. I don't know, man. Here we go. Lions pick. Rodgers walking up with a friend. Excuse me. It's been a minute since I've streamed this long. Doing a number on my voice a little bit. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. They got a Make-A-Wish guy up there. They seem to be doing that these past few years. That's pretty awesome. Good for this young man. Here we go. What do we got here? Max Hennisher, no matter what. Come on, baby. Woo! Let's go. What a moment. Max Hennisher, come on, baby. Oh, Blake Miller. All right. You know what? I don't mind it. It's funny because I didn't have Blake Miller in the first round of my mock, but I don't mind Blake Miller one bit. Freak athlete tackle, got a nice anchor. Maybe you got to bulk him up just a little bit, but there's a lot to work with here. Blake Miller definitely has one of the higher ceilings of all the offensive linemen in this class. All right. Put him in Hank Fraley University. I don't hate this one bit. All right. All right. I like them going tackle. I really do like them going tackle here. You have to. You have to get the offensive line back to where it was. This is the lifeblood and the identity of the team. And yeah, I mean, he's just got ridiculous speed and agility. He projects to be an awesome pass protector at the next level, and you can get him out and moving in the run game as well. Played right tackle at Clemson. Right, they were talking about moving Sewell over to the left side to play left tackle. Now I think you can for sure do that. Miller will be the right tackle. Sewell will be the left tackle. All right, I like it. It's no Hennisher, but I like it. I'll sign off on that. There we go. And you know what? It's a shame. I didn't say this on stream, but I have receipts in group chats. I have a prediction for this draft that there's going to be 9 offensive linemen gone in the first round of the draft. I think we're on a decent pace right now. Fellas, let's hit it. Vikings pick is in. Skull! 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 Let's go! Let's go! Keldrick Folk! 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 It's going to be Thieneman. Whoa! Caleb Banks! All right. You know what? Go on defensive tackle. There's maybe some injury concerns, but he's a massive, massive human being. There's definitely a need up front in the interior of the defensive line with Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave both being gone. You like Jalen Redmond, but not much else there. All right, you know what? Wouldn't have been my first pick, but I don't hate it. Take a shot on him, get him in Brian Flores University. All right, I can get down with this. I'm not going to be jumping and flipping tables or whatever. But you know what? Going defensive tackle, I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. In a weird way, I almost like this more than if we would have gotten Thieneman. I really do. All right, we'll take it. We'll take Caleb Banks. A little bit of a swing right there. But oh baby, if he hits, he hits. And we need a big guy that can just eat space and also maybe get some pressure up the middle. We need it. I've been asking for it for years. All right, I'll sign up for Caleb Banks. He's like almost 6'7". He's like 6'6" and 3/4. He is a massive human being. There's some hype for him in chat last week during the Doc Mock. All right, there you go. Our Phantom GM, our Phantom GM has made his first draft selection. Caleb Banks clears Keldrick Falk, sports gambler saying. I could see the argument. I love Keldrick Falk so much. I said Rams house wrong. Well, how about this? Keep pounding. Keep pounding. Casey Concepcion. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I will lose my mind if we get Casey Concepcion here for the Panthers. I want this pick more than almost any other pick in the first round of the draft. If there's any pick that I want on this to actually come true and happen, Casey Concepcion to the Panthers might be my number one. This would just be a match made in heaven. Oh, baby, come on now. Come on now. Keep pounding. Let's go, baby. Oh, no, I didn't I? No. I'm a fraud. I'm not a real Vikings fan, bro. You're absolutely right. And you know what's funny? I completely forgot about that. Dude. Oh my gosh. You absolutely clocked my tea. That's crazy. No. Okay, well, now we really, hold on. I need to pull up the Vikings depth chart and see where Caleb Banks is going to slide in now, right? I mean, look, honestly, I think the biggest question is who's going to be working at nose tackle for the Vikings, because I feel like Banks is going to project to be more of a 3-tech. Redmond is currently listed at the nose, but you could also have him at 3-tech as well. I guess you probably keep Redmond at nose. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins is one of the 3-techs. Levi Drake Rodriguez is the other, and then Banks. My guess is Banks would be more of an out-and-out starter, and then LDR and TID would be rotational guys for the other 3-tech. That would be my guess. I mean, looking at the depth chart, I guess it should have been obvious that we were going defensive line, right? I mean, literally, we only have 5 guys under contract right now for our entire defensive line. We have our 3 starters, and then Taki Taiyami and Elijah Williams are our backups. Like, we just straight up don't have bodies there right now. So I guess that makes sense. Versus, like, safety. We've got a plethora. Well, I won't say a plethora of guys, but yeah. I forgot. It's just second nature at this point. Yeah, dude, you know what? That was a very valid call out right there. I 100% deserved that. You got me there, Jack. I can't lie. Anyways, now that you've pointed that out, hopefully at this point I've spent at least an equal amount of time talking about this pick. But yeah, we need guys up front, and you know what? It's nice to see us go defense, even though I wouldn't have hated another toy for our offense, but like, we've already cut costs on defense so much. We might as well like try and build up the interior a little bit. All right. There you go. Eagles trading with Dallas. Oh, baby. All right, we just got something. Eagles acquired the 20th pick and a 7th round pick for the Cowboys in exchange for number 23 and 2 4th round selections. Oh, thank you, Rhett. Let's go. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat saying, let's go. Panthers to the bowl. One more time just for you, Rhett. Keep pounding. Let's go, baby. Come on. KC. Give me KC Concepcion. There's no way, right? Whoa, Monroe Freeling. Dude, I forgot he was a person. Yeah. You know what? He's been sliding. Add to the offensive line. You kind of like the tackles there if you're Carolina, but you're not necessarily in love with them. You've had some injury issues as well. All right, you know what? I like taking a swing on Freeling at 19. I love the ceiling of this guy. He's a freak athlete, crazy build. And I mean, like, the Joe Thomas comp, right, is insane. But also, like, at least play style wise and build wise, There's similarities. That's what I'll say, right? You've got Ike Ekwonu and Taylor Moton as your tackles right now, but I don't know, man. Ike Ekwonu, like, how much longer is he going to be there? I don't know. I don't hate this pick. I really don't hate this pick. Panthers fumbled. Who fell so far that Howie needs to nab this time? I don't know. I don't know that they fumbled. I mean, look, I would have loved to see them add a pass catcher if they were going to go offensive line. Like, interior might have maybe made a little bit more sense. But also, if you're Carolina, look, we were just talking about this last week. They did a bang-up job in free agency. Low-key, they don't really have a ton of holes on their roster right now. I don't hate just saying, hey, you know what, let's go BPA. Let's take a crazy big swing at a tackle and develop a guy who could be like a superstar for us potentially. And even though I had Freeling at 6 and like that was a lot, like it's a lot easier to stomach at 19. We'll update the red boxes too. We've already got the Eagles pick in. Oh my Lord, who's it going to be? Eagles pick is already in. Wow. Makai Lemon, I suppose. AJ Brown is gone, dude. AJ Brown is gone. I mean, it's already like well known at this point. I will say it's a shame for my Dontavion Wicks stocks. I was like, you know what? Does Philly really need a wide receiver too? They have Dontavion Wicks. They don't need a wide receiver too. He's the wide receiver too. But Makai Lemon, yeah. I mean, shoot. You have Lemon work more as a slot, and then Devontae Smith is going to be your Z. You kind of still have to figure X out a little bit, but like that's a problem for next year probably. But you still have 2 really good receivers you feel good about now. All right, Makai Lemon to the Eagles. Crazy fall for him at 20 too, right? And this archetype of player has been really successful in the NFL. The more slot-coded guys who are really good at beating zone coverage and really good after the catch. You know, they might have been frowned on like 10, 15 years ago, but now these guys are killing it in the NFL. Oh, you're right. You're totally right, Rhett, dude. See, I'm not always tapped in with this kind of stuff. Yeah, serious injury. All right, Freeling makes even more sense. Oh, dude. Freeling and Moton could be a sick tackle duo. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Steelers are taking Ian Archer or Falk. Yeah. Oh, Omar Cooper would be an awesome pick for Pittsburgh. He would fit their wide receiver core perfectly. With Pittman and Metcalf there, Omar Cooper as the yak guy in the slot, that would be an unbelievable fit. Unfortunately, we keep taking L's in the Doc mock, but that's cool. Falk still could be a Cowboy, but we're going to put it at red for now at least. We know Ty Simpson ain't going to the Steelers, that's for sure. Something tells me Emmanuel Pregnon's not going 22nd overall, but that's just me. But yeah, honestly, I would be totally on board with Omar Cooper to the Steelers here. I think that'd be an awesome pick. So I believe I have one of my friends asking me about the Banks pick. I will say for Banks too, I prefer him to Peter Woods. If we were gonna go 3-tech, I prefer Caleb Banks to Peter Woods too. Biggest loser of the draft has to be Stetson Bennett. Why? Oh, duh. Ty Simpson. Yeah. It took me a second. Sorry, I had such bad manners texting on stream, but I did have my in the group chat. Someone was asking me my thoughts on the Vikings pick. It's like, you know what? I gotta share my thoughts with the fellas. Dude. I was like, he's got a high ceiling. It's like very high ceiling for sure. He's like, dude, he hates the pick. He hates the pick. I get it. I mean, honestly, like Caleb Banks at 18, like, is a swing. But don't worry. I'll need to just like spend 5 minutes or 5 days and I'll be like, yeah, Caleb Banks is goated, dude. Let's go. Steelers pick is in. That's right. It's in Pittsburgh. So, of course, they got like the extra hype aura moments for him. The Rams took Ty Simpson. Got the emojis going crazy. Yeah. That was, yeah. Tough scenes, but what can you do? Not to be that guy, but why are they playing Thunderstruck for the Steelers? I thought Renegade was their song. This is the Bison song, actually. Steelers, the pick is in. Here we go. I will say that was pretty hype, though. Dude, I hope Minneapolis gets the draft in a few years. They put in a bid for it a few weeks ago. If Minneapolis gets the draft, dude, I can't lie. I'm going to have to go. That would be sick. I will make that happen. Also, if I'm not mistaken, now they're playing Renegade. Wave your terrible towels, folks. Michael, get hype, baby. Yep. All right, that's pretty sick. I can't lie. Let's go. Man, what would the... Not to make everything about me. Watching something cool happen, Doctor be like, yeah, but what if this was the Vikings? But like, man, could you imagine the school chant at the draft if the Vikings were on the clock? Come on. All of the celebration to draft a player to finish with 9-10 wins again. Probably. Yeah, probably. I would get pretty hyped for Omar Cooper Jr. though. Falk would be nice too. He's such a Steeler, dude. Keldrick Falk. A Hennicher. You might be getting Broderick Jones on the way out. A Hennicher could slide in. Oh, here come the Steelers, fellas. There's the bus. There's Roger. There's people. Oh, that's cool. Is it like a representative from different levels of Pittsburgh football? That's pretty cool. Here comes the PR statement. Flag football. Let's go. Hey, you know what? Flag football represent, baby. Grow the game in every way possible. I think it's awesome. Roger's like, get over here. Boss is still talking. Really? Oh, here we go. Steelers pick. Is it going to be Omar? Oh! They got him! Max Hennisher. What a pick. Yeah. Nah, he's a beast, dude. I love this pick so much, man. You know what? Big, hulking tackle, freak athlete, former basketball player, super raw, new to football, but not nearly as sloppy as you'd think. Very polished tape. Put out great film against really good competition this past year. Yeah, man. I love this pick. Max Hennisher is an awesome player. I'm all over this. I love it. Let's go, dude. Let's go. It is a shame that Broderick Jones is a bust. Yeah, dude, it's probably over for him. Oh, but this line could be so sick, dude. I love the guards that they have. Oh, dude, this Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line could be nasty. Oh my gosh, I got to pull up their depth chart now and then slide a Hennisher in there. I mean, you've got McCormick there, you've got Frazier there, you've got Fontenot there. Oh man. I love this pick, dude. He's a dog, he's a hard worker. Broderick Jones is probably on the way out. Fontenot's at right tackle. McCormick, Frazier, and Spencer Anderson are your interior. Dude, that is an awesome offensive line. I don't know, man. We'll see who the quarterback is. And this is just what, look, I don't know. We'll see how the Mike McCarthy thing goes. The roster is really nice, though, isn't it? Yeah, I love this pick, man. You know what? Whatever. He didn't go to the Lions. That would have been my dream fit. I was not that far off with him, though. Not that far off. I was right about him being in the first round, at least. Let's go. I love this pick. Max Hanisher. Chargers pick is in now. This is like the dream spot for Keldrick Folk right here. I think he would be an unbelievable fit in this Chargers defense, especially with Khalil Mack still being there, but like getting a little bit older. You're going to need to replace that archetype of player at some point, right? Oh, baby. I think Keldrick Folk would be a home run for the Chargers right here. Keldrick Folk is one of my draft crushes, and this is a perfect schematic fit for him. I hope it's Keldrick Folk. Could be offensive line, maybe. I don't know. 22 seems a little bit rich for like Pregnon or Chase Basantis or Keelan Rutledge, the three guards, right? Because they're certainly not going to go tackle. They would have to go interior offensive line. Maybe they could talk themselves into one of those guys at 22. Who knows at this point in the draft? Michael's fired up for Mad Max. Welcome to the black and gold, dude. I love the pick. I'm all over the pick, dude. Yeah, maybe that'll be the path for the Steelers again if Rodgers comes back, you know. Dude, there's a world where like 3 years from now, we're talking about Pittsburgh having the best offensive line in the NFL, though. And at that point, the quarterback is going to be different. Who knows who will still be there, but I love me a good, strong offensive line. They are cooking with that line up front. That's going to be another one of my fascinations for this season now, is that Steelers offensive line. Oh, dude, they've got some people movers up there. Oh, they're going to be fun to watch in the trenches. One of my favorite picks of the draft, honestly. I love Max Hanisher. All right, here we go. Chargers pick is in. After that, we've got Dallas. All right. Keldrick Folk, anyone? Keldrick Folk? Keldrick Folk? Keldrick Folk? What are we thinking? Whoa, Mesidor. All right. They did go edge. They went Akeem Mesidor. All right. Going with the high floor guy, good proven pass rusher. There is the knock of him being 25 years old, but also that can be a pro sometimes too, right? You can trust this guy to come in and be a starter right away. There's no worries about, oh, is he going to get snaps or not? You're going to get an immediate return on this draft pick. The question is, you know, how good are you going to feel about giving him a second contract when he's 30 years old? How much more is he really going to grow and develop as opposed to what he was with Miami this past year, right? I'm not personally huge on Mesidor. I personally think he's more of a second round type of player. I had him backdoor into the first round in my mock draft. I'm not huge on Mesidor, but at 22, I don't think that's offensive. I don't think that this is like, here's what I'll say, I don't think it's the worst pick of the first round. That's what I'll say. But, all right. I like Keldrick Folk. Keldrick Folk is fault, dude. Cowboys are getting him. Cowboys are going to get Downs and Folk, and I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, man. But you know what? Good for Mesidor. Good for Akeem Mesidor. Not a bad spot for him to go, though, the Chargers, I will say. But yeah, you figured they would have to go edge with Khalil Mack probably being gone soon, right? You still want to pair Tulipolu with another edge. He's going to be due for a big extension soon. There you go. And you lost Odafe away, so makes sense. Cowboys on the clock. Oh, I'm going to be giddy if they go Keldrick Folk here. And surprise, surprise, Pregnon did not go. Let's get a little quick check on my offensive lineman prediction, though, right? Let's get a little feel Let's get a little pulse on how close we are to 9 offensive linemen going in the first round of the draft. We have Malinois, we have Fano, we have Freeling, we have a Hennisher, we have Proctor, we have Blake Miller. That puts us at 6. And I'm not missing anyone, right? Oh, and we have Vega Ione. We have 7. We need 2 more offensive linemen to go in the back third of the draft. I think it's going to happen. It's probably going to happen, right? I mean, the tough part is probably going to be one of those guards going. The tough part is going to be getting Pregnon, Basantis, or Rutledge to go in the back end of the first round. But I do feel pretty good about Lomu going still. Even with Trent getting extended, I think Lomu to the 49ers certainly in play. Lomu to the Bears is certainly in play. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. Ty Simpson. Caleb Banks. Yay, let's go, baby. Woo! You know, Caleb Banks. Hey, we got a beast. We got the next Chris Jones. That's what they're saying, right? We got the next Chris Jones. No Jermod McCoy yet. That doesn't really surprise me with the new injury news. He's been a big faller. It is very Will Johnson coded. He's probably going to go day 2. But at least, like, the Will Johnson stuff felt a little bit stranger just because, like, okay, at least he was going to play. Like, Jermod McCoy might not play his rookie year. So that's valid as to why he might not go in the first round. But there's just been so much crazy stuff. Like, it's so, like, I'm just trying to, like, calibrate my brain right now with all this new information, right? That's what's so fun about the draft. Everything happens so quickly. I mean, Mansour Delane went 6. I mean, that's crazy. Jeremiah Love went 3. Arvell Reese fell to 5, you know? Spencer Fano was the first offensive lineman taken. What a day, man. What a day. Rams traded their own first and then used their fleece from the Falcons pick to just take a mid QB. Unfortunately, there might be some truth to that, man. They could have gotten so creative and so fun with that pick, but they just had to take a guy who's not even going to play. It's chill, though. It's chill. Whatever. I don't care about the Rams. It's fine. Caleb Banks, though. Oh, Caleb Banks, Jalen Redmond. Come on now. Kyler Murray is our quarterback, by the way. Look out. Look out. We might actually have a top 10 offense for once. We better. Or else. Has the ice melted and given me bonus Coke? Hold on. Oh, yep. Let's go. Casey Concepcion is still out there, too. Dude, that'd be hilarious if the Cowboys took a receiver. There's some good receivers out there still. Unfortunately, the Panthers did not get Concepcion, but I do like Monroe Freeling to Carolina a good amount. That's one of my favorite picks so far. Freeling to Carolina, I love. A Hennisher to the Steelers, I love. Oh, there's a pick I was going crazy about earlier. Oh, Arvell Reese to the Giants, I love. Vega Ione to the Ravens, I love. Downs to the Cowboys, I love. Bain to the Bucks, I love. There's been some good picks so far. Tyson to the Saints, I kind of love. I've really gotten on board with that mentally. Cowboys pick, here we go. Got to be defense, right? Double dip on defense. Wow, Malachi Lawrence. You know, he was a late riser in a lot of these mocks, right? He was someone who really shot into the back end of the first round in a lot of these mocks. I did not have him going in the first round, and I was still kind of in the camp of like, I'll believe it when I see it, right? He is a pure speed rusher. Man, he, like they're saying, huge potential. He's certainly got the ceiling. I like him all right. I don't know. He's just similar like some of these other plays that I've talked about. He's not necessarily always my cup of tea when it comes to being an edge, right? There is plenty to like. But also with a Dallas defense like this, where he might be a little bit more of a pure wide 9, and they've got all that beef up the middle. Actually, all right, you know what? I can actually see the vision with this pick. If there's a spot where Malachi Lawrence is going to work out, I could actually see it being Dallas, given that they are going to be a bit more of a 3-4 type. They've got so much size and mass up the middle with Quinnen and Kenny Clark. Lawrence won't have as many responsibilities in the run game. Okay, all right, you know what? I see the vision with this pick a little bit. I really do. I still might have preferred Keldrick Falk personally. But I see the vision with this pick. And they got Downs too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're showing... Oh, man, they're showing these acquisitions that they've made recently. They got Rashawn Gary too, who's a little bit more of a pocket pusher type. Okay. All right. I see the vision. Dallas, we're back, baby. Cowboys football's back. Let's go. Also, we have some more wrong picks to update. Browns are on the clock now. They could go Omar Cooper. I could get my third point here. They could go Omar Cooper Jr. They could go Casey Concepcion, potentially. They could go Denzel Boston. Denzel Boston might make sense schematically, too. Just getting that guy on the outside. Just a reminder that Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl champion. I know. And Sports Gambler saying all of the Patriots picks are gone. We better trade back unless we want to stack our receiver room. Yet, I mean, hey, I would not be against Casey Concepcion going to pretty much any team, honestly. Yeah. We could see some trade backs here at the end. Here's what's tough, though. Simpson's not lurking around, so now you can't, sell a team on saying, hey, trade back into the first, get Ty Simpson, and get that fifth-year option. Unless, Garrett Nussmeier somehow, snuck it. There's no way, right? I like Nussmeier more than Simpson. I'm obviously not in charge of an NFL team. There's a reason I'm doing this, right? Take what I say with a grain of salt. Just my personal opinion, though. I prefer Nussmeier to Simpson. If I was running an NFL team, I'd be saying, shoot, if we're going to be doing a quarterback that's not Mendoza, let's get Nuss, I don't know that I'd want to trade up for Nussmeier, though. I don't know that I'd want to give up draft capital for him. That's what I'll say. I feel good about Nussmeier as a round 2, round 3 guy, What a first round, dude. You know what? I'm feeling a point for the Doc Mock here. I'm feeling Omar Cooper Jr. to the Browns here. He seems Brownsy. He seems like he'd fit Todd Monken's offense pretty well, right? Just getting a yak guy in there akin to Zay Flowers. I could see that working out. Just smiling through it all. Can't believe this is his life, watching all these bum teams pick and try and match the power of the dark side while your Seahawks sit pretty at 32. I tip my cap to you, sir. Respect. I want that to be me one day. Oh, I respect it, though. That's going to be awesome. One day, man. One day. Who has the sauce? Zaxby's. Have I considered that having an NFL job has to do with connections and the smart guys on the internet aren't hired in their merits since the NFL leaders' egos are too big? Yeah, I mean, there is definitely some truth to that, too. There's definitely some truth to that. But look, I'm not going to kid myself. Dog, if I was a GM, I'd be horrible. There would be trials on me, there would be a public stoning. People would throw rocks at me if I was a GM. But yes, there's also definitely a lot of merit to that take as well. Oh, Jack, you do, man. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Spicy Zach sauce goes crazy. Jack, I'm sure, but I'd have to ask. You've tried Cane's before, right? And look, I have nothing against Cane's. I'm not a Cane's hater. Cane's has a lot of good memories with me, right? Good vibes with Cane's. I will never turn my nose up at Cane's. But Zaxby's clears so hard, dude. It's not even close, in my opinion. I've seen the light. All right, here we go. Browns pick. I'm feeling Omar Cooper Jr. here. Nope. Oh, but it's KC Concepcion. Let's go. All right. You know what? I love this pick. I love this player so much. Oh, I think he's going to do awesome stuff in Todd Monken's scheme. I mean, all the stuff I said about Omar Cooper Jr. being a good yak guy for Todd Monken, you could copy paste same thing with KC Concepcion. Oh, him, Harold Fannin Jr. Let's cook. Let's ride a little bit. All right. All right. Dude, I know there's the drops. The drops are real and I get it. But literally, other than that, he is so good, dude. He just shreds both man and zone coverage. He's got better size than you'd expect. You see like a more speed-based guy who's like not 6 feet, but he's like 196 pounds. He has the strength to beat press when he's asked to. He's got insane release packages. He gets open. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands after the catch and as a returner. I mean, like, how about a comp? New Percy Harvin dropped. Dude, he's an awesome player. I love me some KC Concepcion. Great pick for the Browns right here. I got it wrong, but I don't care. I love KC Concepcion. Oh, all right. All right. Browns having a draft. All right. They're building. Sorry, look, no disrespect. All love to Shador, who's made the Browns fun, but like, they're really maybe about to trot him out as their starter next year. I don't know, man. But Judkins, Concepcion, Fannin, yeah, that's a skill player group that I like right there. Building up the trenches a little bit with Fano too. All right, all right. Doubling up on offense. They did in fact go offensive line and receiver. Kane's low-key overrated, Jack says. It was fine, but nothing remarkable. Nah, I get that. And I honestly think that, like, look, they're a little inconsistent. You have to catch them on a good day. Sometimes the chicken just comes out a little wet, and it's not as fresh as you'd like, you know? And it's, like, a little underseasoned. Like, the sauce definitely carries the chicken. Sometimes the fries come out a little cold and soggy. I will say, if you get Canes on a good day, it'll hit. It'll scratch your itch, you know? And there is definitely something to be said for me. Like, there was a time where Athens, Georgia had the only Canes in the entire state. And so it was like our special thing, right? And I have a lot of good memories of going to Canes late night with the fellas, right? A lot of good times to be had there. It was super close to where some of my friends lived. We would just walk there. So that always gives it a little bump too, right? I had Canes for the first time in a minute, like a month and a half ago. Christine and I got it. And look, you're right, Jack. Maybe it is nothing remarkable, but I will say it made me smile. It made me happy. The taste that I experienced, I was like, oh, college, you know, like, so fair or not, I think it like that bumps it up for me a little bit, but if we're going band for band, who's got the sauce? Come on now. Come on now. This is what we do when commercials are going on. Am I right? Bears are on the clock. Probably going to go defense, right? Honestly, they were a team that, like, if Malachi Lawrence snuck into the first round, they were kind of on my radar a little bit. They could go edge, or they could probably go safety. I have them taking EMW. Could totally see that happening. Thieneman is still on the board. They could definitely go Dylan Thieneman here. I know they did bring in Kobe Bryant, but they also lost Kelvin Byard. They're going to need another guy on the back end, right? Could they go corner? Colton Hood, maybe. Maybe Avion Terrell. Maybe even Jermod McCoy if they're feeling really frisky. Probably not, though. They were another team. Like, they could have gone Caleb Banks, honestly. They could go Peter Woods. They could go Caden McDonald. But I think it's got to be defense here. Maybe Caleb Lomu if they go offense, just because they could get another tackle. Because, like, you know, we'll see. We'll see about Braxton Jones. Is he good? Is he not? I don't know. But those are Browns. Jedrick Wills. That's right. Jack saying any place with sentimental value will always be valid. True that. Let's go. There's a pizza place on campus at your school that's pretty bad, but you have memories eating it with your friends. Exactly. There you go. There you go, right? Oh, man. UGA people, if you know, you know. What I would do for a slice of Snelling pizza right now, dude, the dough was like wet, but it was kind of good. I liked it. Not everyone did, but I liked it. Michael, if you're still watching, what's your Snelling pizza take? I was talking about that with some friends the other week, actually. The Snelling pizza. Jack, maybe you've had Snelling pizza. I'm sure you've been on UGA's campus before. Have you ever been to Snelling Dining Hall? Has anyone in here been to Snelling Dining Hall? This break is taking a minute. Bears, Bills, Niners, and Texans are the four up that are up next. Some of the guys that are still out there, we've got Denzel Boston. Keldrick Falk is still out there. Thieneman and McNeil Warren are still out there, both the safeties. C.J. Allen is still out there. Jacob Rodriguez is still out there. Oh, Mesidor I can be wrong about. There we go. Bro, am I really only going to get 2 points? There's no way. I might actually get 2 points. I thought I was being modest saying 6. Well, not really. Again, I got like 5 last year, if even. There's a reason I always have a disclaimer that these mocks are not predictive necessarily. This just goes to show that where my mind is at is in a very different place from NFL GMs, if you know what I'm saying. I exist on a different plane. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know what? To quote Pete Weber, love it or hate it, you watched. Here we go. Here comes Roger for the Bears pick. They're talking safeties. It's got to be, right? That would make sense. Roger's like, shut up, let me talk. There you go. Dylan Thieneman to the Bears. There you go. Give the Hawks Kobe Bryant back. Nah, I know. You're like, really? They just had to go and sign him and then take a safety anyways. But, I mean, they still needed that second safety. Bryant and Thieneman are going to be a nice duo. And Thieneman and Bryant both have some nickel versatility, too. Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense, dude. They need to recoup some of their losses on the defense. Their defense was honestly not that great to begin with. Makes total sense. Yeah. Good pick, right? Maybe not a home run, but this is a nice double in the gap. And sometimes you just need to hit a double in the gap. Totally on board with this. I'm not going to be lame and do a cop-out and give myself half a point for saying, well, it was the right position, just the wrong player. Nah, bro, I got it wrong. But you know what? I can live with that. Wrong again. It's cool, though. I get what you're saying, though, Jack. I understand your frustrations with that. Maybe a little bit. Frustrations. Look at the shades. He's dripping. Is he going to hit the Bears logo? Okay. There you go. I was waiting for him to nod and be like, wow, he hates the Bears. But, dude, could you imagine if someone, like, spat on the logo? Guy who's not happy to get drafted by the team that took him. Gives it the middle finger. Or no, that would go hard if you did that to your rival. Like Dylan Thieneman gets drafted by the Bears, he spits on the Packers logo. Easiest way to make enemies with your rival fan base. Dude, no one would actually do that, but that would be hilarious. Oh man. Oh, Houston's on the clock. They just traded up. I didn't even see that. Houston's on the clock. All right, cool. It's probably not going to be Anthony Hill. That's my guess. Even though I thought I was cooking with my Anthony Hill to the Texans take, I still think that would be a good pick in a vacuum, but yeah. Oh, wow, dude. They had the Harrison Smith comp ready, dude. I know that the production team is so mad they weren't able to use this package for the Vikings, right? They had the Harrison Smith comp ready to go. I mean, there is some truth to it. I get it. I think I'm just like a little like, I've just been so sick of hearing this for like 3 months now. Like, that's why I get a little feisty about it. But yeah, man. You know, when the Vikings took Caleb Banks, The production team that was in charge of putting together that Thieneman Harrison Smith comp video that they just played on NFL Network, they're like, no, it was perfect. Dylan Thieneman. I gotta. So who's Houston trading up? Wait, Miami traded up too, dude. There's so much going on. Like, I will say, for as much as I've been touting NFL Network, I have not followed these last few trades whatsoever. Miami traded up with the Niners, says that other guy. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, dude, I'm like just noticing that now. That's crazy. They didn't say anything about it on NFL Network. Interesting. So Houston's trading up for someone. Miami's trading up for someone. Let me pull up and see who's still available here to try and like sort out who this could be for. Oh, they're showing right now too. McNeil Warren is still available. Really don't think that'd be the pick for Houston here, right? I mean, they're good at safety. They're good at secondary, honestly. Mark Cooper? They can always use another receiver. Oh, him and Nico Collins would be kind of nice. I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that. I think 3-tech could be in play here for Houston. Honestly, Caleb Banks would have been a nice pick for Houston. Peter Woods could be in play potentially. Let's see what we got here, Houston. Or it could be Anthony Hill. Jacob Rodriguez maybe. CJ Allen maybe. Could be linebacker. Whoa, Keelan Rutledge. Yo, let's go. Keelan Rutledge got into the first round. Oh, we're going to get 9 offensive linemen. We just need Caleb Lomu now. Keelan Rutledge into the first round. Nah, he's a beast. And I love what Houston is building up front with their offensive line. Oh, baby. This is going to be an aggressive, run-the-rock type of offense next year. I got to say, they've made a lot of moves, bringing in some big maulers on the offensive line, looking at bringing in Braden Smith. They brought in Wyatt Teller as well. Wyatt Teller's not the player he once was, but still an upgrade over what they had. Okay. Dude. All right. Keelan Rutledge to the Texans. Love it. I love this pick. I actually really like what Houston's building on their offense. I could totally get down with this. Let me pull up this Texans depth chart right now to look up their new look offense. Yeah, they've got Jake Andrews at center too. Teller at right guard. Keelan Rutledge might slide in at left guard. Then you've got Braden Smith at right tackle. Ariante Ursary is solid. All right, I could get down with that, honestly. Let's go. I'd have to assume you're right, Jack, that someone else wanted him, right? There was a little bit of smoke about Keelan Rutledge going into the first round. Peter Schrager, snuck him into his mock at 32 a few weeks ago, and Peter Schrager, man, he's plugged in. He knows people. He knows things, right? Even though he doesn't always get the team right, his mocks are always a very good indicator of, who's going in the first round just based off of what he hears. And, sometimes he gets the team right too, right? He was right about Love to the Cardinals, wow. Okay. All right. So I believe we have 8 first-round offensive linemen now. We just need Caleb Lomu to get taken, and we will have 9 linemen in the first round. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Keelan Rutledge. I mean, shoot, what if Pregnon goes still? Pregnon could, if the Seahawks stick at 32, Pregnon would make perfect sense for them. I think that'd be a great pick. Chase Basantis was getting some love too. It's a pretty good offensive line class for this is certainly not one of the stronger classes in recent memory, but the line talent is pretty good. There's a lot of freaks on the offensive line in this class. Look at the mascot slow-mo they're showing right now. All right. We're cruising, baby. All right. So Dolphins are on the clock next. Their first pick. Oh, my gosh. Who did they go with? Don't see. This is what I'm saying, dude. Like, it could be so easy to just get lost in the sauce on draft night, especially if you're not checking your phone or anything, and you're just like, who did they take? I'm looking it up right now. Um, Let me see. Oh, that's right, Caden Proctor. That's right. Another one of the shockers of the first round. Okay. So they took Caden Proctor. Um I mean, they probably won't double up on offensive line. If they wanted to get crazy, they could go McCoy. I think corner makes a lot of sense for them. They could go Avion Terrell. They could go Colton Hood. They could go Chris Johnson. That's a guy that could sneak into the first round. They could go defensive line and go Folk maybe. Dude, what if Keldrick Folk slides out of the first round? There's always a few players that do, right? And I was of the belief that Folk was going to go higher than anticipated, but I see him more as a faller now. Another slot receiver, Wolf is saying. Nah, dude, nah. Look. I kind of get like maybe the slot feels a little log jammed. Talking about Casey Concepcion. First of all, I'll say this. I think Concepcion can play the Z a little bit too. He can play on the outside. He's not a true X, right? But I do think he can play on the outside if you place him off the line of scrimmage, get him in motion a little bit. And he's just so good, dude. Look, I'm not always right. I have plenty of whiffs. I love Casey Concepcion. I think he's an awesome player. I'm fired up for you, man. He adds just an extra element of juice that you don't get elsewhere in that receiving core. As much as I love Fannin, he's not the burner that Concepcion is. Even though Judy's had a nice little renaissance in Cleveland, he's not the burner that Concepcion is. I love the pick personally. I think he's awesome. But Jack's saying if the Hawks stay, just take anyone but Price. Nah, you know what? As an Emmanuel Wilson dynasty manager, as someone who has Emmanuel Wilson on one of my dynasty teams, so true. Don't take Jadarian Price. So true. But in real life, I won't hate that for Seattle. All right, Dolphins pick. Here we go. Chris Johnson. Yo, Chris Johnson. How about it? How about a Chris Johnson call right there? Kind of. I mean, I didn't say it's going to be him, but there you go. CJ2K. Oh, legend. All right, Chris Johnson getting into the first rounds. Bang. There you go. Yeah, he was rising up draft boards a little bit, right? And I think especially with some of the injury concerns that you have with Jermod McCoy, Chris Johnson, absolutely. Go for it. Traded up to get him, but didn't have to give up a haul, right? You're not moving up that much. And if you're the Dolphins, you need everything. But I think especially secondary is one of your more dire needs. I mean, son, I'm sorry. Their corner room is atrocious right now. I like the physicality that Johnson plays with. He can press. He can tackle. Yeah, man, he's a good player. He's a good player. I like me some Chris Johnson. He's another guy that like you could have kept in mind for Seattle at 32, honestly, if he was there. There you go. Now that the Hawks running back room ain't bad, honestly. I really like Emmanuel Wilson. I'm pretty in on him, to be honest. I think he's flashed a lot in limited action. I like the way he moves. All right. I mean, honestly, let's just be pessimistic. I would love to be wrong and have to delete one of these or just change the color. I don't think it's going to happen. Patriots just traded up. All right, Patriots just traded up. All right. Lomu, maybe? Caleb Lomu? Going and getting a tackle? Nah, you know what? I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I will leave that up to your imagination. Yeah. Who does Mike Rossini want? Dude, that whole thing has been insanity. you know, you know what? Screw it. I'll say it. I bet you I know which reporter already knows who they're picking. I think I know who already knows this pick. All right. Patriots pick. There you go. Caleb Lomu. There we go. 9 offensive linemen in the first round. Bang. Let's go, baby. We at least got that right. Caleb Lomu, 9th offensive lineman taken in the first round. Freak athlete, great mover, maybe a little bit lighter, maybe wish he played with a little bit more physicality, but he's got crazy agility, can hold up really well in pass protection, and you do wonder if Will Campbell's days at tackle are numbered and if he might kick inside to guard relatively soon. I like this pick overall for the Patriots. Lot to work with here, pretty new to football. Yeah, good player. I like it. There you go. Caleb Lomu to the Patriots. Got to shore up the offensive line. I mean, they straight up could not hang with the big boys in the playoffs last year. I know they made it to the Super Bowl, but I'm sorry. They probably shouldn't have, right? That was not offensive line play that was like going to win you a Super Bowl, and it got shown in the Super Bowl. But yeah, man. Freak mover. I like it. There's a little bit to work with here. Might have to coach him up a little bit, but I like the Anthony Costanzo comp. That's a nice, fun comp. Remember him, Anthony Costanzo, good player for a while. There you go. Everyone saw the Hawks draft Zabel and instantly win the Super Bowl, and now they feel the need to copy their whole flow. Yeah, man. Oh, I was one pick off about the position where Lomu would go. That's tough. I gotta sneeze. Bless me. Thank me. It's bless you. Bless me. Thank you. Bless you. Thank. I don't know. I got it wrong. Chiefs pick is in at 29. I could be right about this one. This one could be Denzel Boston. They went to Lane with their first pick, 6th overall. There have been some whispers about offensive line. Apparently, they're not satisfied with the level of play. I actually kind of like the talent that they have on their offensive line right now. But I do think with these 9 guys gone now, unless they really liked Pregnon or something, or Basantis, probably not offensive line. I could see it being receiver. I actually really like Denzel Boston here to the Chiefs. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, and there's maybe some rightful concerns about separation ability and, is he just another Keon Coleman? I think he's a little bit better of a mover than Coleman, or at least a little bit better at the catch point than Coleman. I don't know. Coleman was probably a little bit better after the catch, but Boston's a little bit more physical. And there is something to be said about the Chiefs just desperately need that outside presence, that ball winner that can win go balls down the sideline. If they really want to bring the deep ball back, that's how they're going to do it. It's not going to be Xavier Worthy desperately trying to beat press coverage and win on a route down the sideline, because I'm sorry, that ain't happening, right? You need a little bit more size, need someone that can go up and get it. And that just makes things a little less tight too, right? When you've got Worthy and you've got Rice and you've got Kelsey just clogging up the middle of the field. Get that guy on the outside. That's Denzel Boston. They better pick him now because I just cooked with that. Sorry. They better pick him, man. That would actually make a lot of sense. If Denzel Boston's going to go in the first round, this is the spot where it makes sense. And also, can I at least get 3? Can I at least get halfway to my goal? Bro, if the Chiefs don't pick Boston here, I'm getting 2 points. Yeah. Unless Avion Terrell goes 30th. I'm cooked. The Doc mock is cooked. They're calling it the worst mock draft of all time. But it's okay because I said it wasn't a predictive draft. It was a mix of being realistic but also doing what I want. So, again, this just shows that I am living on a different plane of existence than NFL GMs. The moment I had Bailey going 9, you should have known your mock was cooked. Fair enough. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Oh, but I love being different. Oh my gosh, I love being different. Yeah, no, that's fair though. Yeah. Good times, man. Good times. Realistic. I was like, no, bro, it's realistic because he's going in the top 10. I had Monroe Freeling at 6. Although, to be fair, that was a a fairly mocked pick. Like, that one was mocked a decent amount. But yeah, that's fair. I deserve that. Cavs lost by 30 to Toronto. Ruh-roh. I'm surprised I didn't have Bailey falling to the Rams. Nah, bro, if Bailey was on the board and I had the Rams, I would have passed on him. I'd have been like, nope. Bro, they're showing the draft tracker right now. This is a nice little refresher on some of the picks. Oh, the Blake Miller pick. I forgot about that. Good pick for the Lions. I like that one. Here we go. They're showing the Chiefs war room right now. Denzel Boston, baby. Come on now. Give me one more greenie. Denzel Boston. Then we got the Jets. Wait, the Jets traded back? What? Hold on. The Jets are back in the first round. They're going to have 3 first-round picks. Then we've got Buffalo and Seattle. All right, the Niners are just out of the first round. They get the first pick of the second round, though. Whoa, Peter Woods. All right. Chris Jones succession plan. Great gap shooting 3 technique. Insane first step. Could be a phenomenal speed rusher at the next level and make splash plays in the run game. You worry about his ability to maybe just like take on blocks and then shed them and be a true like burly interior defender. But there is a lot to like about him being a gap shooter, right? Maybe you worry about him finishing plays. Sometimes he's not always the surest tackler. Sometimes he guesses and guesses wrong. He's a bit of a gambler, but the flashes are insane. The athleticism is ridiculous. I see the vision at least. I see the vision of we need to get more pressure up the middle because Chris Jones isn't getting any younger. And honestly, he's going to be gone sooner rather than later. And even if Chris Jones is there, we need another guy alongside him. All right, I can get down with Peter Woods at 29 to the Chiefs. All right. Peter Woods. There you go. But yeah, he's a bit on the smaller side. I think he's sub 300 pounds. Which, like, yeah, man, you better be fast. If you're going to be playing at under 300 pounds as a defensive tackle, you better be fast. Jets going for 6 first-round picks in 3 years. Yeah. If only their first one was good. Sorry. Sorry. Look at that. In Atlanta, Georgia. Peter Woods. Let's go. Peter. Jones, Woods, Karlaftis, Bolton, Delane. They doubled up on defense. They did. They doubled up on defense. Yeah. All right. I get that, wanting to get a little bit younger on that side of the ball. Oh, I would have liked Denzel Boston there, but whatever. All right, who are the Jets going with here then with their 3rd first-round pick? Who are the Jets going to go with? Could they go corner maybe? Could they go McCoy if they just really want to get crazy? Nah, I don't think Jermod McCoy is going to go in the first round. Could they go EMW maybe? Could they go Terrell maybe? Who's the Jets' 2nd first-round pick? Oh yeah, Sadiq. Maybe not pass catcher. Maybe not Omar. Dude, Omar Cooper Jr. is still out there. So is Denzel Boston. Probably not either of those guys. Oh, maybe Zion Young. Chase Basantis. Low-key, this could be a guard. They lost some guys up the middle in free agency. This could be a guard. This could be Chase Basantis or Emmanuel Pregnon. I do like the Jets' offensive line, too. I wouldn't hate adding to that. I could see this being guard. Could we get 10 offensive linemen? Omar Cooper Jr. Doubling up on pass catchers. All right. The vision is very clear here. They are trying to stack the deck for whoever their quarterback is going to be in the future, right? Not going to be this year. They've got Geno. He's going to be the bridge guy. Maybe next year they'll try and make a play for a quarterback, but they're stacking the deck for him. I got to say, dude, they've got an abundance of riches at pass catcher now. Garrett Wilson, good player. Maybe a little inconsistent, a little injury prone, but good player. I'm still in on A.D. Mitchell, though, unfortunately. He's just never going to get those targets, is he, man? He's just never going to get those targets, but that's cool. That's fine. But Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, Omar Cooper Jr., Kenyon Sadiq, and a nice-looking offensive line. I mean, we can make the Jets jokes all we want and whatever. Maybe the Jets sucked last year and, like, you know, they're a silly organization. But also, if they're taking a quarterback next year, on paper, that's a pretty good-looking offense to walk into. With Breece Hall in that backfield, too, and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. Like, I don't know, man. You could do a lot worse than that. No, I mean, you have 3 first-round picks, right? Like, yeah, you're going to load up, man. The Jets? Oh, man. Omar Cooper and Kenyon Sadiq. That's such a fun duo on offense. Yeah, and I do love me some Omar Cooper Jr. Good player. I like the Debo comp. Just electric after the catch. Tackle breaker. Crazy bend in his limbs. Yeah, fun player. All right. Unfortunately, A.D. Mitchell is never going to get his sneaky 1,000-yard season, but that's fine. Just trade him again, bro. Just trade him again. He'll figure it out at some point. Oh, the Titans are on the clock. Also, I got 2 points, but that's all right. So next year, I will set my goal to get 3 points in the Doc mock. Literally, and if I didn't count Mendoza, outside of Mendoza, I got 1 pick right. That's crazy. But again, I wasn't trying to predict. But yeah. Will it result in anything this time? Jets with another 2022-esque draft class? We'll see, man. They were at least close with that 2022 class, but then just things didn't quite break their way. I am a little curious to see, like, how good would the 2023 Jets have been if Rodgers stayed healthy? They probably wouldn't have won the Super Bowl, but that probably would have been a playoff team. That defense was nasty, you know. Rodgers pre-injury, but motivated. Dude, they got 4 plays of Rodgers. That still is, like, genuinely one of the craziest games that I've ever watched. All the hype of Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets and everything. And he tears his Achilles 4 plays in, and then the Jets still win on a walk-off punt return. That was a crazy game, dude. That was an all-timer of a game, honestly. Titans back. Who are the Titans taking? Well, okay, it's got to be defense, right? Because they win offense with their first pick. I'm gonna keep pounding the table for Keldrick Folk here. Could be Folk. Zion Young, maybe. It's got to be one of those more hand-in-the-dirt type of guys for Robert Saleh. I don't know, man. What if they doubled up on receiver and went Denzel Boston? No, Boston and Tate would be silly. Now I'm curious what the Seahawks will do. Probably trade down. Yeah, that would make sense. C.J. Allen is still out there. Oh, you know, Saleh getting his linebacker. I could see that maybe. Jack does not want Jadarian Price. If you like the Seahawks running back room, I get it. Yeah. All right, let's see this pick. Dude, the first round is almost done. We're going to come in at about 3 hours. Unprecedented. What a fun first round this has been, I gotta say. Pittsburgh. All right, Roger. Oh, nice. Record attendance for Pittsburgh. Let's go. Shout out the Pit. You think Dr. Robbie is there? Let's see what this Titans pick is. Wow. Yeah. All right. You know what? This is an awesome draft for the Titans. I'm with you, Jack. To get Carnell Tate and then still turn around and get an edge who's a beautiful fit for Robert Saleh. No, I love this pick. This is awesome. Keldrick Folk at 31 is such a steal. He's one of my guys in this draft class. Oh, him, John Franklin Myers, and Jeffrey Simmons are going to wreck shop up front. All right, man. Yeah. I like this Titans defensive front a lot. That was a great pick. I love this pick for Tennessee. Oh, man. I'm so high on Keldrick Falk. I know he's not everyone's guy. There's maybe some concerns about can he really develop into a pass rusher, but the traits are there, man. He's still so young. He's going to be 21 when the season starts. He's got so much power. He's got a high floor because he's a good run defender. And it just, not to be a broken record, but get your hand in the dirt for a Robert Saleh defense. That is the ideal role for him. I love this. This is awesome. And they got Carnell Tate. Yeah, great draft for the Titans. Great first round. This is how you turn things around a little bit with the new regime coming in. I love it. I love it. Folks, we are down to the last pick of the first round. If you're Seattle, you could trade out. You could go interior offensive line, Basantis or Pregnon. You could go Zion Young. I'd kind of like that for Seattle. You got options. You got options here. I might like Zion Young to the Seahawks. I do love me some Zion Young. CJ Allen, I mean, you probably don't need a linebacker, but what a first round it's been. Let me pull up this Titans depth chart now. Jeffrey Simmons endorses his pick. What, do you like tweet it out or something? John Franklin Myers, Jeffrey Simmons. Oh, they got Jermaine Johnson too. That's right. Add Keldrick Falk. This Titans defensive front is kind of nice. They got Cordell Flott in free agency too at corner. That's right. Low key, this Titans defense could be kind of nice next year. Low key. I think their defense is going to be better than their offense next year. Am I crazy for thinking Tennessee won't finish last in the division this next season? Maybe Indy? Maybe Indy? Titans? Finishing third? I could see it. Yeah, man. Let's go. So Buffalo's no longer in the first round. San Francisco's no longer in the first round. Who'd Houston take? Oh, they took Keelan Rutledge. That's right. And they've got another pick early in the second round, too. We saw a lot of teams make multiple picks in the first round this year. I feel like that was something we saw a lot of this draft, more than normal. Hopefully when the season starts, these guys are good, but why a slot receiver? We have like 6 of them. They better trade for Pickens. There is a bit of a logjam at slot receiver. I'll give you that. I certainly will give you that. Oh, I think Concepcion is better than all those guys, though. Except for like Judy. Like right out of the gate, he might not be better than Judy, but Jack is Scarewood. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Last pick of the night. All eyes on you. It's like a little extra victory cigar, you know? It's kind of a flex to be like, yeah, man. Like you're saying, you just get to sit back and watch all these bum teams, and you get to be like, we'll pick at 32. Oh, man. Hawks still on the clock. Pick is in. They're not trading out. John Schneider's puffing in the war room. You think YouTube's going to be mad if I like pretend to smoke? He's been giving out knucks. They've already got it loaded up for the 49ers tomorrow night. Dude, we've got 2 more days of the draft. I will say, unfortunately, I will not be going live for the rest of the draft. I'll address that more in a little bit. I mean, unfortunately, but also it's for a fun reason. But here we go. Final pick. Seahawks pick is in. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, pumping up the crowd. Let's go. Come on, give us a 10th offensive lineman. Pregnon or Basantis. Give us a 10th offensive lineman. Oh, let's go. That's sick. 2-time cancer survivor. Here we go. Final pick of the night. Let's go, Jack. Let's go. He's screaming into the mic. Audio's blowing out. That's awesome. They had to mix the audio. That's awesome. Let's go, dude. I would be doing the same stuff. This dude rocks. I love this. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. No, my Emmanuel Wilson stocks. No. But no, I like Jadarian Price a lot. I think he's a good player. Look, you don't know if Charbonnet is going to be back week 1 or not. And even if not, even if he is, this is such a run-heavy offense, right? They ran the ball more than almost any other team in the league last year. You lose K9, like, you got to replace these carries. He's a good, solid pro. I don't know, man. I think he's a good player. Like, he can run between the tackles. Maybe a slight redundancy with Charbonnet, but overall, like, I don't know. Like, he's got maybe a little bit more juice than Charbonnet does. He offers a lot in pass protection. I could get down with it. Wouldn't have been my first choice, but I also just really like Emmanuel Wilson, but I think that's just a me problem. But there you go, man. That was the first round. I did indeed only get 2 points. I fell short of my goal of 6. I'm going to punish myself somehow, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But as I was saying at the top of the stream and in the middle of the stream, I'll say it again one more time here, man. Look, I recognize draft day, very busy day. There's a lot of different people that you could have watched today. The fact that you chose to spend it with me, that does mean a lot. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. A very, very successful 3rd annual Dr. Pigskin NFL Draft Watch Party. Good time as always, man. I love the draft. I will not be back tomorrow night or the night after that. This is actually kind of a Friday for me. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to get to kick my feet up. I'm going to be going back to Athens, not Greece, Georgia this weekend for a couple of reasons, actually. One of my best friends is getting married this weekend in Athens. And tomorrow is actually also the 4-year anniversary of me and Christine. So we're super excited to go back to Athens, relive some fun memories, and then go to my friend's wedding this weekend as well. So I will not be back for day 2 or day 3 of the draft. I'll be following it, obviously, but I'm going to be enjoying a nice, much-earned long weekend. And then sometime next week, I'm not sure exactly when, but sometime next week I plan on going live again, maybe some sort of draft recap stream or something like that, and we can hit everything else that goes down, as well as kind of gathering my thoughts on what happened here tonight, because Lord knows, like, I got live reactions, but holy smokes, there's just so much to digest. I gotta let it sit in my stomach a little bit, but I appreciate it, Jack. Thank you, man. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. This was a blast as always. Enjoy the rest of the draft. Enjoy your weekends. And enjoy this. You know what? Drink this all in and enjoy this, because after this weekend, man, we ain't gonna have nothing until the preseason. So let's enjoy football being on the map and in the center of the universe one last time before the great nuclear summer. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night. I will see you all again later. The doctor is out.